do it.
Joe, sometimes we just have interesting matchups where one team has the edge over the other, or one team struggles with a certain play style. How do you feel Vancouver Surge matches up against Toronto Ultra?
I don't think they match up very well because I think you're a Surge team that kind of is relying on Search and Destroy.
Yeah.
When you sort of look at this lineup with what 04 and Abuza was doing last year, and we're talking about the best S&D team in the game right now, but this is going to be the big question mark, right? Yep. I mean, you can see what protocol on both of those for Vancouver Surge. They're getting that out of there. This is going to be the test for Ultra. You're going to play some Haciendas.
Yeah, I mean, it's a test for both of them. I mean, you look at Vancouver, they haven't played Hacienda Search or Hardpoint, right? So it's going to be very interesting. And then for Toronto, we've been asking them, like, what's your map pool going to look like come major time? They're going to answer those questions literally in this series right here.
So far, our special guest is a perfect 100% accurate with the pick'ems. Can Merc keep the spree alive? Where are you going, Merc?
I'm going to go Ultra.
You're going Toronto Ultra?
Yeah, I mean, home event, why not?
Home major, Toronto Ultra, I too choose you. Alley Cat, where are you going?
Upset potential, but I think I got to stick with Toronto Ultra after seeing that map set.
Any Vancouver love?
I'm going Toronto Ultra as well. I mean, we're at their home major.
Boring.
I'm expecting this crowd to get lit for them. Ultra gets it done.
We got a little bit of time before the players are ready, so let's talk series.
Yep.
3-1, 3-2.
I mean,
3-0.
listen, if we get the 04 that we saw in the last couple series here on that stage, then they have a legitimate chance.
Just not going to touch it and sort of fix it after this.
They've improved their first bloods. That was where they were last in the league up until their final two matches. They improved that, the conversion afterwards as well. So if they can do that and win that first Search and Destroy, maybe they steal a respawn and we get a game 5.
Allie, let's take a look at Toronto's last land victory. When did they win a whole event? Well, it's been over a year. Take a look at this thing, 367 days. They're due for one at their home major, right?
Oh, they are so due for that one. And like I said, they're very set up right now in this bracket to do so because they've already gotten a win over the Surge, even though it went all the way to a game 5. And when we saw those maps, they have a very strong advantage, especially in the first two maps. We're talking 3-1 on Sky, 2-0 on Vault. So for Toronto Ultra, the path to victory is so far so good.
And Merc, I don't think I was even working on the show when Surge got their last tournament victory. So it's been over 969 days for the Seattle, now Vancouver. Some leadership and Charlie Hixie joining the squad. What do you need to see?
I think you need to see Nasty and Hixie elevate their game. To put it simple with you, need 04 and Abuza to continue to improve and do what they do. But if they want to get to a final, if they want to, try to win an event, I think you're looking at sort of a complete team. In just talent-wise, Nasty and Hixie have to be better.
The Surge are starting to light up the Search and Destroy. That has been a difference maker. But if you're looking at Toronto's road, they have been the kings of Game 5. Allie, what has been the difference for Toronto's Search?
The difference has just been the slang, the pressure. Their attack has been unreal. They're the best attack team in the game right now, and that's not to knock their defense because they're also top 2 there, but it's just been unreal. Like I said, Joe and Beans are both rocking a 1.3 right now. That is the 2 new additions to this roster, so you have to point that the difference is in them and sits with them. So that also puts the pressure and expectation on them to do the same thing here on land in front of a home crowd.
And does Toronto play down to their competition? Because I'm looking here, Surge at the time were not very fierce back in December.
Boston
Heretics and Rocker, similar situations.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, they're a Search and Destroy team.
Decent,
this is what your series is going to look
it's
like.
phase.
And to Allie's point,
you thought they were going to give
that's
him
the
at least
dynamic
a
you
map
have.
5.
Phoenix and Joe Deceived, unbelievable in that game.
And I think
it's hard to deal with
the
both of them, and
land
that's
is
why
just
they're
going to
top 2 in the league
expose
at
the
finding
fuck
that
out
first
of it
blood.
a few teams.
On the other side of the matchup, you have Vancouver Surge,
Because
who we
it's
didn't have
like
a ton of
kind of
faith for right away, but
obvious,
then they
right?
beat the Heretics in that Game 5 Surge.
No,
They went on to
online,
beat the Falcons,
everyone's
but the real
in a crowd. I
surprise
think
was
a lot
Jan
of players
24
at the
just
moment
1 week
shoot
ago. They took down the Royal
and it
Ravens,
shows.
and then another Game 5 against the
Like,
Rock.
I mean, similar to Ultra, you
Just
have
think about it, the time when
5 out of 7 series here.
the
This
pros
is a team they
before,
go deep. So
at least
this is what we're talking about the matchups.
sort of
like,
before the
this is a team
CWL
you expect to win Search,
had
can you expect them to beat
got
the
to
best
play
Search
on,
team in the game?
I think the previous match that they win against is a perfect example of like these are 2 good S&D teams, but Toronto Ultra is just slightly better, and that's why that series went to a Game 5. That's why it was so close. So to me, in this series, this rematch, Vancouver Surge have to win the respawn. They don't do it through the Search and Destroys.
Well, they did it last time they played them, right? They won games 1 and 3, so they won 2 respawns up against Toronto.
Hixie was like one of the best respawn players in the lobby, by the way, in that series.
And when you look at all the other series, it hasn't been the case. He's actually the guy that really needs to step it up in the respawns. And they talk about it all the time, like we wanted to play sound Call of Duty. We want the fundamentals to be there. you also got to find some kills. I mean, there's no way you can come away from that base series and you'd be like, they just played fundamentally perfect. That's why they dominated. No, the gunny was also there, right? So for Ixie, he does need to step it up. But yeah, as of late, this has been a different roster. And we have mentioned plenty of times they are playing from Vancouver. They've been vocal about it. This is land. And now with those fundamentals and new and improved 04, they have a chance.
We got to talk big picture here. What is on the line for these teams? If you're Toronto Ultra, you already have 60 points towards COD champs, right? Only the top 8 teams are going to make it to champs. So Toronto feeling good. Surge, you've missed out in the past. How do you feel right now, Joe?
I mean, I think after 3 wins in a row, you're feeling a lot better. You never really want to start off the year already thinking about that. Like, we have to earn some points. I mean, you got to a winner's bracket, so that just means you have 2 lives here. Even with a tough matchup, there is a chance that they cause an upset in this winner's round 1. With the improvements, and again, just being on land.
The Hixie rematch?
It is their fault, but yeah. No, I mean, you have Hixie, and yeah, he's going to want to make a statement here.
Appreciate your patience, chat. We're waiting for the players to finish their setup on the stage. As you can see, they're at their seats, getting everything finalized before map number 1 and the best of 5 kicks off. Where are we at? Well, this is winner's bracket round 1 in our double elimination tournament. Winner gets the award of playing Atlanta FaZe in the second round. We are going to have a banger winner's bracket.
Yeah, I mean, this crowd for Toronto Ultra, I mean, if they do make it there, are going to have to get extra hype because FaZe looks scary. You know, one other thing to note in this series, as you see Beans getting up out of his chair, there's a lot of pressure on him, in my opinion. I mean, coming into the season, there's already pressure. You're filling the shoes in for scrap, right? You got to lay down that damage. You got to bring that energy. And he has delivered. But we haven't seen a lot of massive LAN performances from him, right? This is the best team that he's ever been on, and they're at their home major, expected to make a run. And you're expected to win this series. So for Beans, I think he's got a lot of pressure, man, and he's got to pop off early.
Joe, this is one of my favorite parts of the show, where we bring out the players, get them ready, then we send them backstage to get ready for round number 2. Toronto Ultra, it's their home major. Do they have anything special in store for us? In the past, highlight for me was Scrap pushing the squirrel out of the way. I don't know how you can top that one.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm sure they have something planned. I would hope so, right? This being their event. But yeah, I mean, this is an Ultra team. Yeah, they're always doing a lot for the community, running events, so we appreciate that. I mean, they're the reason why we're in Madrid.
Big shout out to Koi as well. If you haven't followed any other esports, Koi is known for throwing some amazing events with some incredible fans. So if you are a European local, please make some noise in the venue.
There we go.
Filling up in here.
Where are the Yanks at? Any Americans make their way all the way to Spain?
Woo!
I hear you, Study. We got like 12 of them. The boo against the Yanks.
Why are y'all booing us?
I'm loving it.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
why not? We're in their country.
I didn't
Deal with it.
decide where my parents decided that.
All right.
All right. I'm told the players are almost ready. I'm so ready for this match to kick off that I'm already thinking about what tapas I'm going to eat when we're done, because it could be another 3-game series. Final prediction starting at the end. Who wins? How many games?
Yeah, I think it's a game 5. I think we get all the way to that vault. I think we've seen some great improvements from Vancouver. Excited to start out on that skyline. Can go either way, but yes, I think it's game 5 and Toronto Ultra.
Alley Cat?
Ooh, game 5 is a good call. I might have to agree with you there, just because that Hacienda Toronto Ultra is sitting at 0-2, so that's a big opportunity for Vancouver Surge to maybe tie that series 1-1 and force that map number 4. So I agree with that. I think I'm going to go to game 5. I think Toronto Ultra is going to take it.
And Merc, I saw you preparing your answer, which means I have to throw you a brand new question. Okay. Who is going to be the MVP of this series? Who is your player to watch if you're a fan at home?
I'm going to go Joe Deceives. You know, they're trying to talk about Beans and sort of maybe the pressure for him to sort of be in the star lineup. Like, this is his second year, right? He's coming off a top 4 at COD Champs under the LA Thieves banner. And this is sort of like, can he make that leap, right, to be a star alongside Kleenex?
Joey D picks Joey D.
That's my guy.
We're going to give our players a minute behind the scenes to collect themselves. When we come back, we're kicking off match number 2, the Canadian Clash, Vancouver versus Toronto.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
We are back live in Madrid. Welcome to Spain for Major 1 of the
Spain.
2025 Call of Duty League season. Today we kick off our winners bracket with Atlanta FaZe already moving to round 2. We find out who will join them. Toronto Ultra, the number 2 seed, taking on Vancouver Surge at number 7. Welcome back to the desk. We got Merc, we've got Alleycat, we've got Nameless, and the players ready in exactly 60 seconds.
So they say.
So they say. Merc, final thoughts on this showdown. It's great to have you on the desk.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. No, always a good time being up here. I mean, listen, like this is, a matchup that, again, we're kind of really looking at the search and destroy, but I think if both of these teams want to make runs, it could just be the respawns. Like, how are they improving? What is their map pool at this major? Both very good coaching staff, so it should be a great match.
Toronto has gone up 2-0 against teams and then have been reverse swept. That, of course, happened in the minor against Minnesota. How do you stop that from happening ever again?
I think it's just from the side of Jamie. Insight has never placed outside of top 4 at a Major 1 tournament, so I feel like that's just that Toronto Ultra luck on his side.
Call the cruise missile. How about that? We get to game 3. Why don't you call the cruise missile?
That's crazy.
I mean, the one pressure situation tournament that we had, they crumbled and got reverse swept, right? So that's why I say immense pressure in front of your home crowd. They have to deliver, and this walkout's about to be fire.
Madrid, make some noise. It's time to get the party started. Let's send it down to the stage.
Wow. We already had our first match, and I can ensure that this crowd is ready for the next one. Hold on. I hope you have enough energy because it's going to be a long day with amazing matches. And now, I think it's a good moment to embark with the Port City.
Puppy, mate. What is that? That's a fucking puppy. Get like a bull, mate. Get some like, mean ass dog. It's a puppy.
Get ready to rumble with Vancouver Surge!
I thought he said Sue. He went Sue, mate. He went suing. Suing down the building.
The Surge have gained some momentum lately, winning 3 straight series, 2 of those being in the Game 5. They figured out their search and destroy.
Game
The
5,
control
round
looks great.
11.
And 04 and Abuza have been slain. Trying to put it together here on that stage and make a run on land. They couldn't wait for this moment. But they got to go up against Toronto. Let's bring them out, Ulysses.
We're already on his castle. So, friends, get ready to kneel on our king's return.
King's return. Kings.
Amigos, mirad en todas direcciones. ¡Que vienen, que vienen! ¡Es el regreso de los Reyes! Démosle la bienvenida. Give a warm welcome to Toronto Ultra!
Miami Heritage should have hosted this shit, man. I'm sorry, but that is. This is legit. The fucking thing. At this point, change Miami to fucking Barcelona or Real Madrid. Like, whatever one they could do. Obviously, they probably can't because of football, but do something where it reflects this Spanish Vegas, Spain, Vegas, Spain. I don't know. Spain Heretics. At this point, they should just call them Ultra Heretics. Ultra Spain. Spain's Ultras. Spain's
The
Ultra.
teams are ready, so shift and study.
Espanol.
Julius, thanks so much.
Espanol.
What's up, Madrid? Wow, we've got ourselves a banger here.
Yeah.
Match number 2 in. The Canadian clash is pucking us, but it's the second time we've seen these two teams. But a little bit of like a reverse stock situation. Vancouver trending up, Toronto trying to bounce back after the beatdown versus Ottawa.
Hey, Vancouver on the right foot, man. They end off the qualifiers with 3 match victories in a row. Some of them being pushed all the way to that game number 5. They had the icy moments, and at least for Toronto, they did fall short. Off going 7-0, but you lose to Optic Texas. And the way that you lost it, though, was kind of devastating. You got out-rotated, out-fundamentally played in the hard points. You get outclassed in the search and destroy. Now in front of your home major, you need to make sure you come out swinging.
Big time. And I think Namos put this really perfectly on the desk, talking about the fact that this Toronto team has hard set vetoes for hard point and search.
Yeah.
Big question marks surrounding the Hacienda. I love the fact that Vancouver will allow those maps to come in because flat out, if you're talking about an underdog story here, how do you beat Toronto? Put them on their most vulnerable map. So now we're going to figure out, is that going to be an issue for Toronto this weekend?
The only reason why it's their most vulnerable map is because they played only Minnesota Rock
Good
on
point,
it. 2 losses in search and destroy, losing 6-3 and 6-2. Not a lot of success early on in their first floods. And then when they got to that hard point, just simply get out-rotated.
Yeah.
For a team like Toronto, we watched them in HP. They usually suck at rotations when you talk about that category. But I just think that they have, when you look at the best of 5 series, opening up with a Skyline hardpoint, which has been a bread and butter HP for them to start this one off, perfect way.
Yeah, and I think the other part about this too is, like you mentioned, let's just put the number on it. Toronto's the worst team in rotations right now in the league. But when they do rotate successfully, they're the second best team at holding. So kind of goes to show that why is Toronto struggling? They're just not playing the macro game correctly. That needs to change. Here is a look at some of the overall numbers that we were kind of already talking about. But Skyline, I will say, has been a moment of success for this Toronto team a couple of different times. And I think on the other side of things, talking about where they found their success, you need Hixie to show up in a big way to kind of counteract these SMGs on the Toronto Ultra.
Oh, that's why I'm super excited to watch this Vancouver team because the death touch on it. They play all the way from Canada.
Yeah.
That's a difficult time when you're squaring up against teams that are on the opposing side of the world. But into the map number 1 in Skyline. Vancouver have added it to their map pool recently, but Ultra, they love this one.
Indeed they do. Hixie down low. Not going to get the better of Kleenex, who's already off to the races. 3-0 to start. Toronto already breaking open the hot tub hard point. Top bedroom, the next play here for Vancouver. Yeah, they're being suppressed pretty darn nicely right now. Just the high ground control. Toronto looking clean, and Kleenex is
They got this.
Love the initial break off right there from Toronto. They would execute every single kill. Kleenex whips out that third AR. Try to maintain his positioning over towards B1, but the spawns do flip, give Vancouver an opportunity, and they are able to seize it. Because now there's still 20 seconds to fight for it.
Yeah, really clean so far in terms of a secondary attempt here for Vancouver. 15 seconds means that Vancouver likely just trying to lock down this left side of the minimap. And so far, so good, although Ultra are working on it. So to see, nice little slide and a win on 0-4. Now can start to influence the spawns, but Hixie holds tight, and we're going to get a block of the spawns to the back.
Yeah, it's just effective trade after trade. Vancouver not allowing them to completely take over this side of the map, and Ultra chain 3 kills in a row. Flip the spawns out, and Vancouver now forced to break on in. This is where Ultra are usually flawless at, though. On a map like Skyline, their hold percentage is number 1. They average about 35 points every time they're fully set up.
Well, so far the first 15 has been good. Vancouver working on the high ground, though, and actually 0-4 will crack the code up top, trying to turn his beans, but shut down. 0-4 now off the reset. Up high. Kleenex still off to a really hot start. 9-1. Cut short of the cruise initially, but still Toronto regained possession of the hill with still 28 seconds to fight.
Yeah, it's just that timing right there. 0-4 and that gunfight onto Beans. If he kills him literally a second earlier, Ultra Swan all the way across the map, but him just finessing his life allows his teammates to reinforce through the backside. Another 3 dead. Ultra starting to pull away with this game. Still 15 seconds here at P2, and you already have players off the rotation to do.
This is great news for Toronto, seeing Kleenex have this kind of a start on land. Because I will say, at the beginning of the year, he looked like a player that very well could have built an MVP resume on this title. Slowed down since the break, but here on land, 12-2, first map in. Wallbangs are nasty, turns that into a double. That works out nicely. Kleenex shut down by 0-4, gets Vancouver into the tie.
Yeah, this is where they got to take advantage of this.
know where they're all spawning right in front of you. Don't allow anyone to slip on by, and Ultra might decide to hit a couple routes with the lead that they currently have. A couple players working their way through underground, inside finds a double to mid, clean 4 dead, at least in the early break.
It's just Vancouver's getting flat out dominated in the killing department right now. Yeah. I mean, Hixie just 3 and 9, Abuza 4 and 9. Those are the 2 players that we really haven't seen showcase the abilities that we need to. Abuza, after his really kind of record-breaking back half of the year last year, is just not getting it going in this title at the moment. 4 and 10, another clean kill feed for Toronto with 18 seconds to fight 4 on 3.
Yeah, good thing Abuza is still staying alive on this side. Even though his teammates spawn all the way across the map, they're able to execute the pinch early on for the final 15. And if you're Ultra, you got to start thinking about that rotation. Players hitting routes, all getting cut off. Now the next man up is going to be Kleenex through underground. His positioning is known. He's still trying to finesse his life, and he manages to get a kill. So now the last 2 players from Surge have to iron up because you're going to spawn out next death.
Yep, and Abuza, good win. Backside of the patio, followed up by Joe Deceives, trying to track down, and he will find Nasty deep. That will move the spawns, and now Vancouver is coming in 1 by 1 for Joe Deceives. Is ripping them apart on the high ground. Follow-up from Beans is good, and Vancouver are looking miserable here to P4.
Yeah, the crazy thing is Ultra are the best at holding down these hard points, but also the second best at breaking into them. Kleenex 16 and 5, Joe Deceives 16 and 9. The SMGs taking over so far. Just making it more difficult for Vancouver to even have a clean attempt at a break. They're going 1 by 1, getting picked off.
Yep, I was about to say the exact same thing. We saw that from Hixie in his previous light, hitting from lower bedroom, not waiting for 04. 04 is the next one in, and, well, finally, Abuza is able to turn the tides inside the hard point. Scrap time, about 10 seconds to go the way of the Surge. And you also have number 8 Hixie trying to play through New, but no, he's going to get shut down up top, and that's going to leave Vancouver trying to fight for their lives out of P4.
Yeah, but you have to have a stand here at some point in one of these hard points, because fighting for the final 15 to 20 seconds, the lead that Ultra already have, just continuously trying to play catch up. As we go back over towards the Mixie P1, Vancouver combined for 3 kills in a row, make it all 4. Spawn secured. This is where you soak up time.
Abuza on 6 in the hard point. Could be building towards an early Hellstorm here for Vancouver. And boy, if they can find it, they would gladly take it. 1 more elimination needed. There we go. He's going to earn it off just the passive score from the objective. So Hellstorm earned out for Vancouver, bringing this back to within 60 points. A little bit of a mixed fight here, just above the pool towards top bedroom, and inside Kleenex, the long-standing duo able to find 2, leaving Abuza by himself. He'll drop, and now Hixie has to hold his ground, but gets absolutely deleted top balcony.
And now the last 2 players are on this side of the map, have to clutch up in these fights, because you already have the other 2 spawning all the way across the map. Toronto still in towards this P1. Abuza from the back again is able to find 3. Last player you got to take care of is Beans, but he finds the kills. Teammates spawn right next to him. Ultra win the rotation again.
Dangerous moment here for Vancouver. Stun out to 04's direction, who's also kind of not been a factor so far. Just 9 and 16 with only 7 seconds on the hill. But maybe an entry here. Yeah, sure does. Him and Nasty working together. Clean out this sole Ultra member inside the hard point. Joe Deceives up and down. Oh, just kind of tiptoeing on the side. Joe Deceives for 3. 21 and 15. He starts to bark in the player cam.
Bro, that light is bright. My motherfucker's pinker than pink.
We kill these guys. They spawn all the way across the
map. Guys even bleeding out his mouth.
Again.
Motherfucker got highlighters.
Another clean 4 dead for
Motherfuckers are highlighters, bro. Look at it.
The the time they
bro, can they see? Fucking Tom had the fucking Zim had the worst fucking had the lights, mate. These guys they must be going through it, mate. They got the lights in their fucking eyes, bro. The fuck?
Ultra now growing their lead to 100.
Look at that. I know it's a color grade, but fuck me, mate. That is insane. What are we watching? Fucking. Oh, you don't have the graphics for this game, mate. Sorry. Wait, what? What? Brother, they're flashbang. They are internally flashbang. Motherfuckers look at this fucking. Wait, this has all been. Like, this is great. They were like smoking it, but fucking hell, they're all pink, mate. I'm surprised I can see.
I think the biggest point here is the coordination is just on point right now.
Pink
for
on
Toronto,
pink.
Vancouver just receiving a lot of these hits in reactionary form, and it's just not working out for the
fucking crime, bro.
Like Surge right now, just
you get
like
wait, Joey has the worst.
Yeah,
has it bad, dude. The fuck.
The ARs are playing a little bit slower, trying to guarantee those spawns, but they're just getting overwhelmed by the numbers on the side of Ultra. Now only needing 24 points as we get back over towards P1.
You can't see, boss. The pink lights, mate. You can't see, dude.
Yep, and the Hellstorm is kind of a moot point at this rate, especially for the consideration.
You must have fucking
who just
the
need
best
20 seconds with the
you must
time.
have
Nice moment here, though,
night vision,
Vancouver.
mate.
Full clean feed
Fucking
allows
hell,
the chance to get some free time on P1. So Deceiv's tested and still the leads one. Oh, almost taken down nasty for the second. But Hixie's been in a little bit of a blunder so far in this game. That continues to be the
How's
case.
that not blinding you?
Now have the numbers trying to play onto the hard point itself.
Obviously it's not, but fuck me.
Account for his 0-4, but easily going to be traded.
Motherfuckers are gonna get radiations, bro, just from the fucking. Even if they can see, they're gonna get radiation, mate. They're getting scanned up on the fucking. They're getting scanned up, mate.
No, I mean it's been just the SMG difference right now.
they're gonna get programmed.
34-25. Kleenex at 35-19. Is that what I saw? Oh my goodness. That is a major response for the Toronto Ultra. Looking as clean as we saw them at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that's a fantastic map for them on hardpoint, and they show it why there. Great in their hold percentage. When they don't find success off the rotation, they're easily finding breaks. And Vancouver were just getting picked apart one by one. Influence of the spawns was Ultra, and then not really having their numbers advantage in a lot of these team fights. As Ultra came out at their home major, dominated the map number 1.
And I think, you know, we were kind of talking about it during the listen-in. There's a level of Surge just don't look settled. Now, even compared to what we saw online when they were starting, especially in the last 3 matches, really start to lock in. 0-4 in particular, big last 2 series for him. It just didn't look like they had the same coordination. We were talking like 0-4 and Hixie. I don't think there was a single moment we saw them hitting something together. It was Hixie was in first, and then 3 seconds later, here comes 0-4. It's just, that's not something that we expect to see from a team with this much veterancy.
Yeah, as a former pro player, sometimes when you're flying all the way across the world to play some Call of Duty, that jet lag comes into play, but also just not being prepared or warmed up. So it seemed like Vancouver was just a little bit too antsy. Like 2 players too aggressive, 2 players too slow, no one on the same page. But you cannot have that going forward because 0-4, he has been your playmaker on this 3-game win streak that you've been able to find at the end of the qualifiers. Just when things aren't going your way, especially on a map like Scotland, they can tend to get out of hand pretty quickly.
No, absolutely, and I think just, you know, the other macro point, if you want to try to evaluate the Toronto Ultra after their loss to Optic at the end of the qualifying stage, rotations were always our focus. You know, when it came to the last couple of weeks, like, okay, they're doing great in Search and Destroy, bailing them out in a handful of series, considering that they did avoid a lot of the top 3 teams in their qualifier schedule. I think it was very revealing, their loss to Minnesota in the minor, but looking at the rotations here, much better, much more controlled, getting one player through. Can we let him live by himself? Can we find ways to assist on rotation? And Joe was the one really kind of the catalyst for a lot of those motions.
Oh yeah, especially at the P2. It was also what? 2 times when they basically held it for a full 60. Vancouver able to work their way through the front door, but not find Olo kills to spawn all of Ultra all the way across the map. They just kept it mixing and then held down that hard point to the T. You go about 50-50 split, talk about those rotations, but the breaks were also a big part for Ultra, especially at those P4s, because you saw how hard Vancouver were playing for it. From that P3 to P4 rotation, it was only the SMGs basically attacking it towards 4. Abuza was camping towards the back to try to hold down that side, to chain it over towards P4, but then you're just simply getting out-rotated. You're simply getting outnumbered in those engagements, and you take a look at the game flow, it just wasn't even close.
And I think the other part about this, like, in terms of, and we talk about this a lot as a talent team, like right now in this major, it feels like a lot of the focus is spotlighted on Atlanta and Optic. They look like the most dangerous teams right now. And we get to this point of how do we establish a dominant 3rd team in the mix? Because Carolina's been falling out, LA Thieves has been kind of up and down. This Toronto team had a great qualifier, but legitimately it didn't really feel like there was a signature win outside of the Atlanta week 1. And I think the thing about their hard point is, like, if you just rotate better, your hold stats, your break stats are great. So just rotate better, and you're going to be a top 3 team.
It's as simple as that, man. It's just tough when you're going up against these other teams who have that fundamental stuff in play, like the Optic Texas, like the Atlanta FaZe recently. And I think you can say LAT, even though they have been struggling recently. But Ultra, at least they got that S&D that they can bank on, because all you really need is one respawn. Thankfully, they got the protocol control, which has been their bread and butter since the beginning of the season in that map number 3. But if you can start to win a couple hard points, it's definitely one of those teams that can contest for a championship.
Now, this is interesting because, for my mind, the series almost starts now.
Yeah.
The Hacienda Search and Destroy, you know, again, talking about this Toronto Ultra team. They have a hard set veto in Hardpoint. They have a hard set veto in Search. Hacienda has not been good for them. So if you're Vancouver, you look at that and say, we have to play these guys on Hacienda. So they better be prepared. And I think the thing about that, talking about 0-4 in particular, is lately he has been great, especially when it comes to map 2 and map 5.
We heard him in interviews saying that he's been getting more reps in on Money Search and Destroys to make sure he has those reps to understand what he likes to do with his playstyle. And at least off the last week of qualifiers, he has been taking over in this mode. Over 1.2 KD in every single one of those categories. Most likely he's going to find a lot of success in those opening dual win percentages, where Toronto Ultra need to make sure that they figure it out, because they're good on every other map but Hasi. And the only thing is, they're not playing against Minnesota, so they might have a different strategy.
Yeah, top 2 in opening dual win percentage on both sides of the bomb, except for Hacienda, where they're 10th. So there is a level of, like, what is happening on Hacienda for these guys? And I think, you know, kind of to tell the picture on the other side, you know, if you're attacking Toronto, you want to try to focus on this vulnerability of Hacienda. Whereas I think if you're Toronto, you're sitting here saying, hey, if we just fix Hacienda, we've got a possible pathway to get to a grand finals this weekend.
Without question, man. If you can add Hacienda to your S&D map pool, it basically is going to put them undefeated on every search and destroy. Because you even saw it in the vetoes, they got rid of Red Card, because teams have watched them recently, and you just lost it to Optic Texas. The way that you did it, though, was like just being slow, not really taking the map away, not playing to your play style. So hopefully going into this Hacienda on their 3rd opportunity here, not versus Minnesota, I'm looking at Kleenex and Hixie to really set the tone with those SMGs like they did in map 1.
And I think, again, just to kind of one-dimensionalize this, you talk about the hard point, they just need to rotate better. You talk about the search and destroy on Hacienda, you've got to be better in first blood. So those are the pictures to take a look at. Here is your overall search and destroy breakdown. Again, the opening dual win percentage, I think, is going to be the big key demographic that we need to look at here as we jump on into a Hacienda search and destroy. Have not seen it out of the hands of Vancouver yet. And the only time that we've seen it from Toronto has been, again, like you mentioned, versus Minnesota. So we'll see what we get.
And that's what I'm really liking about this picks and ban system for Vancouver, because there's no info on what they're going to throw at you so far on Hasi, but you know what Ultra have been struggling with. So Ultra are going to be the team early on the attack. They already are starting with the aggression right from about the middle.
Oh, good prediction from
Quick
Kleenex,
search
but
is a good
Dixie still
search,
finds the first shot down. Go to an early 3v3. Inside still holding over towards the fireplace. Has a multitude of things to look at, and there will be a little bit of contact, but everyone will stay alive. 3v3 we go.
Yeah, Inside has a lot of info already, though. That's 2 players accounted for through top C here. Jodeci still roaming through bottom middle, was able to take care of 0-4.
2v3.
I think an Ultra with all that info probably want to hit that rotation over towards B, but once they find that pick,
high,
I'm going down at A.
I think the thing about that, too, is you're evaluating, Booz is the other player. He's probably playing the island, so easy commitment for the call on the plan. 3v2. Nasty and Booza trying to work together.
Holy bros.
Out this timing, but
motherfuckers against Scandinavia. Look at him.
To this top secret position. Shots are out, finds Booza. Now it's just down to Nasty 1v3. He's been seen towards well. Yeah, there's just no way he gets through this. First shots are decent, but he's about to be completely collapsed on. Nades are coming through. We're trying to extend outside the map. Not going to work.
Yeah, easy round right there for Ultra, even though the first blood went in favor of Vancouver. The immediate response right there to turn it into a 3v3, but then Jodeci doing what he does with that SMG, taking space away, finds that second kill onto 0-4, and then bomb site's free. You get it down, you play your numbers advantage, Beans in the
I wonder what this league would be like if there was like no Sim, no Shotty, no Hydra, no Scrap, no Beezy, no Sim, no Cillian, no Dashi.
Information first, and then Beans rotating over and making sure that
like,
position stays held in the post plan. So
pretty much just have like basically. Would everyone be the most even? Would that be the most competitive or most balanced? Like, would it be the most competitive or the least competitive or the most balanced?
Play here off the defense through this rock hallway. Inside the first to drop. Tough battle here for Hixie, but he's got help. And a teammate comes through this, puts this round out of question.
Yeah, that's tough right there, because Inside gets picked off. He's holding that nade to try to help out Kleenex, because he read the pressure early on, but he gets picked. Kleenex falls at rock. A teammate isn't going to help the situation. An easy round there from Vancouver. Even though it was like a 3v4.
Yeah.
There was 3 players attacking towards the right side, 1 working his left side at the island player. But when you find that initial first blood, also led by a team kill, Easy round there for Search to tie it up.
Yeah, really strange, I think, on the defensive mindset there, because it's a delayed peek over rock, so you really don't get the information of how many players are pushing over through Lambo, and the 2 players pushing through the rock hallway just don't get there in time. So, a little bit of a weird setup that time around, but we go 1-1 nonetheless. Ultra on their next offense, going to split their focus. Insight just going to try to put some noise over towards B.
Oh, that nade is going to connect. So information already gained. Abuza just going to lay on down. Puts down a couple shots, has to reposition now. But Ultra currently with a lot of A control. I'm just curious where the bomb carrier is, because if he has top secret, let's just get the bomb down.
Oh, double swing here over through connector. SMG's trying to play off one another, and it works out okay. 04 though gets stuck. It will be a 2-for-1 exchange favoring that of the Ultra, and now they know they can rotate back through mid. It's going to be a wide open B play. Nasty will find one on the transition, but we're going to go 2v2 with likely a post plant here for Ultra.
Yeah, bomb's going to go down. So now into 2v2. Nasty and Abuza attacking from different angles. Gonna have a one-on-one gunfight between Beans and the timing on Abuza, but he's just gonna wrap back and help his team.
Moment of pause here for the Surge. Hitting through the doorway at the same time. Look at Beans' timing.
Oh, he's too slow.
Kleenex pops open, finds the initial shots. Can he finesse for the second? Doesn't need to. His teammates right there for the help, and the Ultra will secure the 2v2.
Almost a bit of like, oh shit.
Great heads up play to hit that rotation, read where the pressure was coming in. Once it turns into a 2v2, and then the timings come into play there. It was a split push initially for Vancouver. Said screw that, it's going to waste too much time. And they wrap back and then give up that mid-map control. Beans takes it away from them. And then Kleenex in the perfect position to at least find one, sets up Bean for the freebie for the number 2.
And that round really just is broken down by that 2v2 bottom connector.
Yep.
XC04 trying to work it together, doesn't really work out.
And that was due to the fact that Ultra had so much control over towards that A side. So Vancouver thinking, all right, they have that much. We don't have anyone towards top secret. We got to try to contest it. But unfortunately, that bomb wasn't getting planted, and Ultra were prepared for those gunfights.
Interesting setup here. Vancouver trying to put a trophy system down towards the front side of A to see if that can maybe move the defense over. It has a little bit, but I don't know if yeah, this is not good news. Oh boy. Insight's going to shut down the bomb plant, and now Ultra can re-rack this completely. Tough moment here for Vancouver.
Comes across.
Insight gets the info.
I don't think you want to hold that cross, man. It's not even like good.
Then a man
They're
disadvantage.
gonna just slide it. Like the only way it's good is if they're playing.
Not able
Who's
to hit
playing?
onto anyone, but they chow through the front, knowing that Ultra has the numbers to trade it out. And a clean 3 from Kleenex to close out that round.
That's a tough play call right there for Vancouver. You lose the first blood, but most importantly, you don't have an exit.
Nope.
And I think it's one of those situations where, you know, I think in reflecting on that, you just back up to Lambo and try to just reset the space, because all those Toronto nades hit, and that's where it just turns into a complete kerfuffle.
And that's the thing about backing up to Lambo. They didn't want to take that risk of someone from the opposing side on Ultra already in that position for playing for that rotation. So they trapped themselves on the site. Ultra able to use their numbers and just send it on in. As Kleenex now finds himself on 5 in a row, but Ultra now up 3-1.
A lot of options here for Ultra on the offense. Beans is playing by himself over towards it. We're going to get a mad dash right to the middle of the map here. Nasty hits. The first 2 kills come through quickly. Joe is stuck on the fountain. He will also drop. So now it's just down to Beans for 1v4, and that is just flat out a 4v3 at mid.
Yep. Vancouver just said, all right, screw this. We're just going to take mid-map away from you. All the gunfights go their way. So now Beans left in a 1v4. Gets picked off.
Where are we going?
Or 0-4 at least, you know. It's a 1v4. It's not really his fault if they lose this round.
But,
he didn't see.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of sitting here saying, imagine that. Almost with a little turn to turn that into a 1v1. Heck
He
of an
didn't
effort, but yeah, that's just
see.
flat out a 4v3.
40, like, sorry.
Now if you're Vancouver, you need to try to figure it out on your attacks. You found success early on with that slow play over towards B. But the adjustments already coming in from Ultra as we take a look at the replay. The fact that Beans almost finds that third kill there.
Yeah.
Could have potentially had the most insane 1v4 we've so far seen on the season, but Vancouver secured that round. Stop the bleeding, back to the attack they go in there, sending everyone this time to top open.
Should be some sort of a double AR setup on these window crosses, but no, it's Kleenex for the first. Insight traded away, so we'll stay 3v3. Yeah, 04 has actually pulled out an AR. Hitsy, a nice little timing through the rock hallway. We'll get the numbers advantage back to Surge, and 04 has seen a cross here. So this should be some sort of a commitment to let's just get together, play a 3v1 on one of the 2 sites.
Yeah, just push.
Everyone work together, lay out the trades.
Gonna get timings. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Beans. Look.
He's got the first for 3.
What is
Second on
that?
the Bob. Whoa, fade away. Pushes Beans off the angle for a moment. Helps on the way from Kleenex from the other side, though. Beans pistol out. Shut down by Hixie, and the exit is available for Surge. They got plenty of time to play with this round.
Oh, man, I thought Beans was going to get a lot more done off that pinch.
Oh, he's reading it. But
playing for the rotation. 30 seconds to go. Might have contact here to start us off. Picks out the AR. Unfortunately, you probably want to use the Jackal for that instant trade, but players holding hand in hand. Vancouver secure the round.
That was a little too close for comfort. Little pop-off fadeaway. Being seen the flip side of the Omni movement. But Hixie, much better here in the Surge Destroy 6 and 3. And again, this is one of those moments where neither of them are even checking the, to check the same corner, which is just one of those moments you just don't want to see that. But Hixie, nice little turner, able to lock things in, catching his former teammate Kleenex in between weapon swaps.
Oh, Hixie had 9 HP too, so Kleenex is definitely thinking in the back of his mind, I should have just stayed with the sub. That was an easy double. But now all tied up at 3. Ultra back on the attack. They're working their way over through B, and there's no one here to contest them.
No, not at all, because it looks like Surge want to try to play for the wrap, maybe either through connector or maybe further towards, well, they get aggression over towards the A site. Nasty just kind of playing Overseer on the B point. No focus for Ultra on the commitment for the plant yet. Vancouver won't know this, though, and it looks like they want to try to contest.
Yeah, Ultra trying to get them to best couple stuns and nades. Don't also want to get caught off that, wow, unguardable angle through the bottom side of the door, but 0-4 and Hixie, they just send it all in. They find the initial 2 kills, man advantage. Vancouver.
Timing was great on that retake. Nades over the top. Allowing an opportunity. Insight seen bottom far. Looking to see where the secondary challenge is coming from, but does not expect to boost him right above him. Joe stuck. Gets the first. He's got an opportunity to reset this.
He's got 30 seconds, so a lot of time to work with. Potentially for Surge. So think that you're hitting that rotation over towards A, but they clear out this B site. It's only a matter of time before they say, all right, he's not here. Let's go over to the other side.
Yep, and that's exactly what's going to occur. Hixie will be the first one here, most likely. And gives him a chance at it. Time is going to run out here, though, on the opportunity to plant, and just throw shoulders. Hixie on 5 in a row, trying to get his 6th, and he will. Hipfire will work out for him, and the Surge have pulled this thing back.
It's 3 rounds in a row now for Surge. Haven't had a rep so far in the season on Hasi SMD, but the adjustments are starting to come in. Right there for Ultra, though, they had all control of that B site.
Yeah.
They just did nothing with it. You're realizing that, okay, Nasty's putting out wall thing from top office. They most likely don't have a player to contest this bomb plant, but they just wait and wait too long because Ultra hit the rotation, worked them with their numbers for the initial gunfights.
I think there's a level of Ultra being a little bit antsy about planting the bomb because they didn't have anyone up top at the windows. Beans was playing over towards Archway, so you're thinking, okay, well, we don't know where Vancouver is. Maybe they're going to try to contest us through Rock. I don't know. But regardless of the decision, Vancouver have been stringing together a couple of rounds nicely. Ultra showing some aggression here towards the A side of the map. Vancouver stacked heavily over towards the secret staircase, and they're going to wait to see if they can catch someone off guard.
Yeah, they're going to catch at least a couple players from Ultra bailing on their stack setup over towards A. Slow and steady, he's currently winning the race, but now Surge is going to send it on in. The timing, good enough for Joe to seem to find the first.
Should be a trade, and there is. 0-4 up top of the window will take down Joe. Hixie still on 6 in a row. His stun will not land backside bricks. And Kleenex is wiggling his way. Oh my goodness. Timing. This could get interesting. A little shot over the top. Nade will go his way. Nasty does get a connection, but there's no immediate follow. Keep your eye on 0-4. The off shut down. Top patio by Insight. And now you just have to wrap this and hope that you can find an entry somewhere else.
Yeah, we knew that we can't plant that bomb there at A, so we got to get on out. Insight with the shoulder.
Wow.
Only 48 HP, able to stay alive. Bees back into the play, picks up the pinch. Now makes it a 1v2.
Hixie still confirms the information that Insight's playing above him. Doesn't like the idea of pushing through office side, so tries to re-wrap this back over towards A. He'll get there. The question is, does he choose to get this plant down or play for a kill first? He's going to commit, and that will be where he meets his maker. 4-4 we go, Ultra right back into the mix.
Yeah, that was Jodeci starting off with the first blood, but then Kleenex taking that positioning on that outer fence. If you're Vancouver, okay, he's there. Oh, we can't plant this bomb at A. So someone tries to make the play. 0-4 gets caught on the pitch, and then in the 3v2, just not enough time for Hixie to even think about that objective. I would like to see him. He was on 7 in a row.
Yep.
You already knew you basically were going to lose that round. Just probably play your life there to play for the Hellstorm.
An option. Still has the RC, though. defense has been the more successful the two sides to this point, though, for both these two teams. So what can Surge do to try to keep this defensive edge and maybe find themselves on that point? 3-1 split. RC's out. Pixie using this. Oh, he may connect. Yeah, he does, but not enough for an elimination. Still confirms the intel, though, that Ultra are playing pretty heavy-handedly over towards A. He'll drop a trophy as he is the, again, pretty much solo defender here with a little bit of help now from 04 above.
Yeah, they got all the info, so if you are Surge, potentially starts taking the map away from the Ultra players. You already have Abuza working his way up through top hallway, trying to come behind towards top secret, but look at the timing again from Kleenex.
Yep. Just they're on different floors from each other right now. Kleenex must be down low. Yeah, Abuza's up top. So they've, I mean, for really all intents and purposes, Surge have Toronto relatively trapped here. But that seems to be okay for Toronto. They're still trying to commit to this A site. 04 right on the staircase from Patio. We'll throw a couple of shots out. They exchange from Abuza up top. He'll find the bomb planter now. Trouble for Ultra.
Kleenex trying to make up for it. At least finds a kill onto Nasty. 3v3, bomb down on A.
Yeah.
With only 20 seconds to go. You have players like Insight potentially setting up the clinch, but the bomb's going down.
So we're going to be able to check. He sure will. Shot will come through. He finds the kill. Hixie will also take care of Kleenex up top. Just down to Insight. Not a lot of time to make this play happen. And 04 is just going to dance with them a little bit. How about that? Really good defensive transition from Surge, just taking over the map. And now they find themselves on map 2 point.
Just like if you're Ultra, again, you realize you get the trophy down. We have outer fence. We have mid connector. But we can't plant the bomb unless we have top secret hallway.
Yep.
It's just you have one player playing for the full pitch. And Abuza getting active, taking that map control away, pushes his way through rock, flanks the top middle hallway. And all he needed was one kill to basically secure the round there. If you're Ultra, and we're going to go over towards that A site, we need top secret to even think about that bomb plant. But first blood in favor of Vancouver. They're currently leading in that category by 1.
Yep.
Now they're at point game.
What's the call? Lots of focus up towards Spiral and towards Fire Hallway. This is the more orthodox default setup. Nades going the direction of Joe but he stays alive. So it's just the exchange up top that leads us to an early 3v3. Follow-up stun from Hixie. Not sure if that even lands on a Joe in that tight corner. So now you got to re-wrap this back over to B and see if you can get a plan off.
Man, it's going to be free too. There's only one player in Kleenex who can potentially contest from top office, but he's going to use that RC and rotate its way over towards B, but that bomb's already down.
Yep. And now a little bit of a scramble here for Ultra. You've got 04 still playing behind the setup, but Ultra are trying to re-wrap this. Can they find the timing to hit? Do they have any nades left? Try to open up the site. Insight finds the first. Wait, Joe finds the second just in the blink of an eye, and now they know where 04 is. He's the last one standing. He's got to focus on so much at the same time, and he gets caught top hallway. Joe finds the kill, and we're going round 11.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that can happen there in the 3v3. Players that are playing the bomb site, corner to corner, get picked off.
How?
Because 04, he pushes through Boathouse. He knows that he's going to try to time this flank play. And Kleenex was sort of aware of it, but once the two players drop on site, 04 is in a very, very tough situation to be in. He has to try to make a play, at least finds one, but then instantly just running straight towards that site because in the numbers disadvantage, most likely someone's on the bomb.
100%.
He gets caught.
It's just so puzzling in that post plant that both Surge players fall individually on corners where we just need to just exchange this evenly.
Or even those shoulders. So we're just finessing a little bit of your life. That allows 04 to get activated on the pitch, and he could have been the closer right there. But now we go into a round 11.
It'll be Ultra on the offense. They've had a lot of focus in the last handful of attacks over towards this A site. That looks to be the case once again. Nades quickly over top. Trophy system to keep them safe, and they're going quickly. And this, I love this tempo change from Ultra. You know, no one's been playing all that far forward for Vancouver. Why not try to get the site, maybe get a quick plan?
The thing is, again, no one contesting from top secret hallway. So many angles that they have to account for. And now they're forcing that rotation to come from Surge.
Insight, the player behind this offensive push for Toronto. Joe trying to plant, but no one's even looking at the window at all. Kleenex is just sliding back and forth. He never really had an eye on it. That's a free first blood. And now Kleenex is going to try to play for the plan. 04's like, I can see you.
Just hoping now that Insight on this pinch can get something done. You know that 04 is roaming through top secret. Insight going to go all the way around. He's going to be led with a gunfight and wins it versus Abuza. 30 seconds.
Massive win. That now rechanges the focus on what's happening on the site. Nasty 04 up top. Hixie behind the play. Shots start to come through, but no tags. Nasty has to re-clear out 10 with that gunfight win from Insight. So a lot of confusion here for the Vancouver retake. They're going to opt to go around the back, clear out 10, then hit this from the front side of the play. Just down to can they find the next piece of contact because Ultra are just staying covered. Time is ticking. First shot's good from Kleenex. Activated now with Beans around the back. Doesn't need to come through. Ultra clean things up in the blink of an eye. They take the round 11. They'll go up 2-0 in the series.
Woo! Wasn't easy. Take that search and destroy there. Even in the 3v4, strategy not good enough to avoid the initial A bomb plan, but once Insight finds that one-on-one versus Abuza, you see what it does right there to the search. They waste so much time trying to locate that player. Once they realize, okay, we haven't been able to find them, we have to try to gunfight these players on the site, just not enough time because Insight was able to reposition himself and force Vancouver to try to locate where he was. Ultra make the adjustments. Obviously, they need to make another one if they're going to be thinking about that A bomb plan going forward, but they're up 2-0. They finally get a victory on Hasi S&D.
And I will say, you know, just to kind of, again, take this as a moment to give some evaluation to both these two teams for, you know, again, a map that neither of them have really felt comfortable on or played for that matter. I will say, like, the macro game plan for Toronto does look pretty solid. A couple of weird timing things that's just a byproduct of Hacienda being Hacienda. But for Vancouver, there are just a lot of inexcusable moments that it's just like, guys, like, we're in a 3v2. We've got a post plant. We can't be getting our two members on the bomb picked through the walls, through the one entry point that Toronto can hit from. And I think that, you know, you point to a couple of those moments for Vancouver, and you're going to have a woulda, coulda, shoulda kind of labeled over the top of this map, too.
Yeah, it's a tough S&D to lose right there, man, because now you're going into a protocol control, which has been the best control map for Ultra. The same thing could be said a little bit for Vancouver because they are sitting at 1-0. Both teams are great on the defensive side, but you really needed that search and destroy to try to keep yourself into this series, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it feels like the reverse sweep doesn't feel that possible, let alone the fact that if this were to have gone to 5, it does feel like Toronto hold an edge when we eventually get there. So we'll see what happens. We've got a protocol control coming up, followed by potentially a Hacienda hardpoint. Our second match here in Madrid and our major one event here at Black Ops 6 in the 2025 year. Canadian Clash has been all Toronto. We'll see if that stays the case when we come back after the break.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League. Upgrade your game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Man, looking like a sweep, 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 looking like a looking like a sweep, looking like a sweep, looking like a sweep, looking like a looking like a sweep man, looking like a deep man. What you gonna do when I say you got the sweep man? Bum bum.
Welcome back, everybody, to Madrid and our second series from Major 1 here in the winner's bracket. It's a Canadian clash that has been dominated to this point by the Toronto Ultra. Vancouver fighting in the search to destroy, but coming up short gets us now to a map 3 protocol control. Jay, just talk to me, brother. What are you thinking?
I think Ultra are going to be feeling pretty damn good if they spawn against some protocol control, because it's been quite some time. This is basically the beginning of the season. They are flawless on the defensive side, have yet to lose one of those rounds. They don't really give up a lot of segments on defenses, and on their offenses, they are the second best team at averaging the segments on their side. So this is going to be a tough match right here for Vancouver.
It's one of those things that I feel like for Toronto, we talk about how sometimes they play more of the objective versus the kills type situation. They found success with that. That comes out a lot here in the protocol because they're not afraid to stack immediately, get the ticks done, get yourself at worst around 5 defensive advantage. Vancouver on the other side, though, I feel like we haven't really seen them as a full squad wake up into this series. Take the break, get settled. We need to see the SMGs start to really find some confidence on the map.
Especially on a map like Protocol, where we saw it at least in that last series, when Simp and Abizi and all of Atlanta FaZe were able to do to Boston, trap them in the back of their spawn, and basically, like I like to say it, put them in hell. Like, that's as simple as that. You cannot afford that to be the case if you are Vancouver. The slaying wasn't there in map number 1, but you need it here to stay alive in this series.
Big time. And I think the thing, too, is, hey, we talked about Abuza, and maybe he has not had the same start as he had kind of continuing from the finish of last year, but in control, he has been a lockdown AR. Will that be a factor for Vancouver as they will start things off on the defensive side? Toronto looking to try to play this largely through mid-map. A little bit of a delayed hit, seeing if they can catch Vancouver out on their push forward. And, well, they get a look at 04, but can't quite tally the kill. And now Toronto over to the B zone.
Slowly working on that first segment. They take down 04, was roaming towards bottom comms, and that's already 3 dead. Kleenex, the Toad setter, with this SMG in hand, allows his team to secure this first segment. You have spawns all the way across the map. If you are Surge, this might be the second one guaranteed.
Yeah, I love this. You got Goodness Eves kind of playing bodyguard over towards the tower, and then you've got Beans up top to make sure no one hits the ledge. So the only place that Vancouver can contest from is from bottom PC, and wouldn't you know it, that's where they find the success. But now you know Vancouver's playing through PC, we can hop over to the A zone. So again, the split focus for Ultra strong to this point, but the kills are making things difficult now as Vancouver starts to get towards the Ultra spawns.
Well, the good thing is they're trading out in the back of their base, and the player who's pushed out in Beans finds success in his one-on-one gunfight, so he's able to hop right back on towards that A point. Oza, okay, he's been Mr. Control for this team. 3-1 start. Insane gunfight there versus Kleenex.
And he was late to the party, too.
Hello!
Between weapons, and now he takes care of Jonas Seeds. Stun out, he will be caught in the corner. And Ultra will have this as a chance to keep the clock paused with one member over on A. Quickly dealt with by 04. The second tick going to be depleted. And now panic mode as Ultra really only have B to reside towards.
Now you don't want to waste a lot of time wrapping back in towards 10.
Easy trading.
Trying to push your way out through top heli. Trying to work this overextension. You still have players roaming through bottom comms. Don't know if that second segment did get locked.
I think it
sure
did,
it did. But 30 seconds to go. Ultra need to try to extend this game clock.
Yeah, just the 3 ticks for now. You're going to get insight onto the A zone. You may get a second tick here if you can stay alive a little bit longer, and he's going to secure it. Wait a second. That's pretty massive in terms of, again, tick progression, plus now you got to stack behind it. Abuza will only find 1, and this could be an extra 60 seconds, and it will be with insight winning that gunfight. 13 plays, 12 with a minute 23 in the clock.
Now Ultra up by 1 life. Need to start off by taking this mid-map away.
They're all in their base. What do they do?
The trades.
Those are little skills, but like
players working this overextension inside.
What the fuck, mate?
Towards bottom grandmas.
He's gonna get you killed.
To find a couple kills so he can play for the spawners.
This has been clean though. Toronto now have the numbers advantage. Everyone's swarming on to the bottom level at B. Third tick being worked on. A pinch potentially in the way from 04, but we'll get here in time. He gets shut down, and with that, again, like we talk about, Toronto just stack, put the pressure on, and get the full offensive tick control. Wow, unbelievable start for Ultra.
It's so difficult if you're Vancouver, because you're thinking, okay, we're finding 2 kills, but the other 2 guys are keeping the game clock paused at the other point. This seems like Ultra have like 6 or 7 players on the map when they're playing a little bit of protocol, but when it came down to this final push to extend the game clock, it was insight finessing on the point. Turns into a one-on-one, wins that gunfight towards top grandmas, and then just way too much pressure. And also, great awareness to account for everyone on the side of Vancouver. Correct. Because 04 was in a position to contest it, but he instantly dies as soon as he peeks that window. So, fantastic opening offense there from Ultra.
Yeah, you tell me I'm missing 1, I'm looking behind me on protocol.
Especially if it's 04.
Especially if it's 04. So, really clean offensive look from Toronto. It'll be a 3-3 carried into the round for Beans, 4 for Insight. Pending the scoreboard is correct.
Watch for numbers.
Early pressure from Kleenex, traded by Hixie. And Vancouver are looking to establish early control over towards A, but that gets shut down as the ARs for Toronto win the day.
2-2 so far in the split. You have 0-4 trying to take a little bit of space away, working over towards B, but that's already 3 dead. Abuza, you got to get a couple kills to allow your teammates to get on out.
Yep.
At least finds first on the Joe.
Off the regen as well, an opportunity to get some high ground control here at Tin. His teammates flooding on over, but look at the patience from Ultra on this flank, saying, nope, we're not in your base. We'll just come up behind you when you get out of the zone. Beans now behind the play. Even exchange over the top of the site at B. Hixie the last one remaining, and that's just an angle that Beans is never going to lose. So the trades come out, and with that, Toronto will keep the clock ticking.
But right now, if you're Hixie, or at least Abuza, you've been on a 4-screen sitting in top trips the entire time where your teammates are just getting slayed out.
Yeah.
Probably want to jump out and potentially try to assist your teammates on this map control, because Ultra are just always in your grill.
Now here we go, though. Vancouver find the exit off the spawn, out of the B zone. Block paused, first tick of progress locked. Joe Deceives up top at ledge. Free angle for him. Nasty's trying to get here to assist, but he's not really in a position to do so from top window, and now Joe's behind the play. Easy follow-up in Ultra. Well, now you're in the position of control. You got Vancouver spawning in front of you. 18 seconds, they have to go A.
Joe Deceives is just trying to time this flank. Phoenix able to find one, but Nasty off the respawn takes care of Joe, so an opportunity here to extend the game clock. Just need these other gunfights to go your way. Beans on 22 HP is able to line that one up with the AR, but first second
Second on the way. Joe caught from behind. Here we go. Vancouver's got some presence over towards the Ultra spawns while still hanging onto the zone itself. Second tick's going to get locked. Kleenex in trouble, just trying to get away. Down to 2 HP, somehow slips by some of the defenders around the outside of the zone, but still the focus for Vancouver is successful on the A point. Extra 60 added.
Now you just need these kills after you execute this extra time to go your way, because it leads to a clean 3 dead. You already have Ultra in your spawn, but thankfully you're able to line up a double to work your way on out. A minute to work with, you only need 2 segments, and all the kills going their way.
And this is a really good setup. You're going to have no focus up top towards ledge, so Buza has to keep his eyes on it, but you've got PC control. Can you get here? Can you stack? Here comes the dive down. Ultra try to challenge. Kleenex able to find 2. Beans shut down on the zone itself, and Hixie, the last one remaining, is just going to hold on to PC.
Yeah, you just want to hold control off bottom bunker. And now Kleenex, your job is potentially come up behind him or play for these players on spawn. Too bad Joe Deceives is already thinking about that. Kleenex on bottom comms clears that out. That second segment does get locked, but 9v6 with 40 seconds.
Yeah, and again, the positions of control for Ultra very, very, I would say, dominant here in terms of what you need to clear if you're Vancouver. And they may just avoid playing through bottom comms and try to rewrap this. You've got Hixie on a route right now. Lots of focus up top here for Vancouver, but both those players get dealt with, and now Toronto can just keep their eyes on the zone itself. Kleenex off 5 in a row. Deals with what very well may be one of the last contestants for Vancouver. Abuza's going to have to make a hero play.
Yeah, how many more can Abuza find? He knows there's at least 2 players coming off a respawn. Clean. A freebie there at P2. You're giving yourself another chance, 5 seconds.
Here we go. They can contest this through stair side. 2 players for Toronto playing over the top, and you got to stack here. Hold on a second. Hixie can watch the cross. He finds the first. Nasty gets the second. 3v1 situation, but Nasty down low is dealt with. Ooh, it got close. Vancouver with the second. Really gets the third pick, but Toronto capitalized at the right moment.
Take advantage of their situation. I think it all starts with that initial break attempt. There at that beat push when Kleenex flies on in, finesses around boat, allows his teammates to clean up all those kills, but then just dominating towards bottom bunker. Made it more difficult there for Vancouver to work their way on out, as they were able to earn 5 segments there. Back at the replay, obviously in this situation, you're starting to panic a little bit, especially when kills are not going your way.
Yeah.
Once it turns into a 1v3, easy trade there for Beans on the hop down. You give up 5 segments, but you secure the round, or now just need one more round.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, man, Kleenex just able to find the toe tags. Beans falling down, finds the second. That was a very winnable round for Vancouver at the end. But now they've got to pull off the Giga reverse sweep. Get 3 in a row here, the control plus map 4 and map 5. Kleenex is already in respawn. Oh boy. Ultra off again, hot towards this offensive point, but they will get cleared off the A zone, and that forward pressure has been alleviated as well.
And now if you're Ultra, you got to reinforce your way over through B now. You don't want to waste time wrapping your way back over towards Tin. Kleenex, your job is to work your way slowly out of spawn. Try to catch these players who are working on these deep pinches. And at the same time, you have Joe Deceives roaming through top grandmas. He opens up with the kill. Now everyone from Vancouver has to turn around.
Clean shots from Kleenex!
My!
Oh! Snaps over and deals with 04. That's 4 down. And here goes Ultra again, stacking the point. 3 members on. First hit done, second quick to be finished. A little bit of presence here, though, from Surge. Top ledge. They could look down into the point, but oh, that's not what you want. Nasty has to try to contest. He will be dealt with. Hixie, a little follow-up, will finish off the exit, but it comes at the cost of an extra 60 seconds for Toronto.
Now Ultra have a minute 45.
Get
Up
A.
by 2 lives.
I don't know, I feel like
Probably won't even come into play here. They just need 1 set of kills to go their way. 2-2 so far on the split. Abuza holding down top mid gun.
Like,
needs to keep this position his way.
Nasty trying to create some havoc.
doable to hold, right? You just gotta fucking.
Abuza following up.
Obviously, you gotta get kills. It's simple as that.
Need kills though first if this is gonna work. That's
But
the problem.
how you position yourself, right? You force him to go all the way around.
Bottom beats him at range though and blows him off the map. So now you've got insight on the zone.
Where say if you take B, you can just jump from mid. Whereas if you go around, you can't jump back from mid. You have to go underneath, up the zip or around behind it into the spawn or fucking cut in.
With that double, don't know if he secures that second segment. Yes, he does. So only one more need to go so to get a 3-0.
Defense on A should be
right there summarizes
a lot
this entire
easier
series.
because
That
the only reason why you don't
happening.
want B
Down to 60
because
seconds though.
there's a lot of
Vancouver's
cow
still fighting.
positions. That's the only
Insight
reason.
close to being able to get out of the zone. Has Nasty in his
A,
way. Slides on.
yeah, has a
backside.
KBB mixing.
That's all 4 dead.
I feel like A is doable. A lot more doable than
the spawn presence is
look,
not enough for Vancouver.
they have to go all the way around. And you can have people roaming around here.
More difficult.
Like, see what I mean? Like,
but 04 with the repositioning gives the comms that
Low
one player's
key.
already in our top grandmas. I don't know how Nasty
defending A
go off
should
guard
be
there, but 04 is now your job to take care of Joey D.
when there's only
good
one
transitionary
objective.
focus. Finds the shots to lock things in. Now to the
Shots.
AR. Clean stuff from 04 on 4 in a row.
Because you gotta,
behind the play
like,
as
if
well.
you stack it right, stack this building,
Also put some focus
like it's
on
happened,
the
like it's
Ultra
genuinely,
that works out nicely.
it's actually harder.
Surge should be able to convert on this
Because if you
defense.
stack this well, they're gonna be forced to go round. It takes more longer to go around this round that way than to go B, because at least you can jump from top to bottom. Whereas you can't jump back up without a zip line.
Quickly dealt with, so Vancouver will extend the map and maybe the series.
And
but
you're basically in their base and they're already pre-reading.
moments that we see. That one from Beans in particular should not get to, does get to. And now it calls for Seattle to have to just be absolutely dominant here around 4.
Yeah, because what, they're down by 6 segments?
I think so,
currently?
yeah.
2 segments do come in there at A, so they stepped up in the slaying there. It was great routes out of Abuza. This time just being the player to work that overextension, to work that deep pinch, and not really allow Ultra to fully set up around that 8 point. He was just being a nuisance, but now on the attacking side, you just can't give Ultra an opportunity to get 2 to 3 dead, because it makes it more difficult for you to work out of your spawn.
Off the break, Vancouver, heavy focus over towards A. They've got Beans on the zone, freebie there. And they expected Joe DeCizzi playing over to the middle. 04 eventually finds him, and hold on a second, they can actually transition this back to B if they want to. 04 seems to just take this as momentary control from the high ground, and whoa, okay, how about this? The SMG starting to light things up for Vancouver.
And 04 gives that comm right there to Hixie. Okay, there's someone pushing our deep left. Play for that kill. I'm going to play for the guys off spawn. So the communication right now for Surge is clicking. Second segment already secured. You're up by 6 lives. This is a totally different Surge roster.
Yeah, sure is. CleanX able to contest though. 04 trying to come back to the point, shut down. 3 straight eliminations for Ultra. Now using that as an opportunity to get forward defensively. But Hixie has stayed alive throughout this transition. Bean slides into the action, only finding 1. CleanX trying to follow up on the exact same route. Should have a freebie here on Nasty in the same breath. Joe DeCeves does clear out Buza. So again, it's just, where is Hixie? There he is. We found a P2. Ultra looking to isolate, but Vancouver quick to help him out.
Yeah, Hixie's just playing his life beautifully. Finessing on that side of the map,
secure.
allowing his teammates to work this overextension because the players on Ultra have to put focus on him. Second segment already secured. Third segment on the way. Nasty does get picked off, but you still have 1 player on it in Hixie.
CleanX tries to dive forward to contest, able to find 1. Joe DeCeves takes care of Abuza at the middle of the map, so he will work on depleting some of the progress towards this 3rd tick. More focus towards, again, trying to catch players off spawn. So far, so good. Gets a secondary read, backs up. Good finesse here from Joe DeCeves and turns that into 3 in a row now this life. Up to above 30 eliminations as well. He's had a great match.
And it got the indication that the last player at least is going to be sent towards bottom comms. But Joey D is just taking over with the SMG. Another 6th streak. Hit it in map number 1. Only 20 seconds now for Vancouver.
Making
Joe, I
Ultra
think
wins
this whole
this.
game.
Home crowd cheese, right?
Stunned up, front side arches. Semtex to follow, but 10 seconds left. Joe is still going back and forth, almost able to find Hixie, but he will be dealt with. Last 5 seconds. Kleenex is right there waiting for Nasty.
And
no worries at
it's
all. Ultra 3-0 Vancouver.
free.
Really clean protocol control.
Woo. They said, finally we get some of the respawns that we like to play. This is what we're able to do. Dominate in map number 1 on that opening skyline. Clutching up in the Hossie search and destroy. Potentially now add that spin map
a lot of
forward.
fucking teams for
With
being
the protocol control.
online,
Even though in some moments it got a little scary.
and that's
The closing
kind
factor,
of
especially how dominant they
sad.
are on defense. Now 6-0 on the defensive side so far on the season. The SMGs just really brought it.
No, really did.
Vancouver.
Yeah, really did. And that's good news for Toronto, I think, especially considering how the how the series went versus Optic at the last qualifier. They were just getting worked tempo-wise. So a good reestablishment there for Toronto. For Vancouver, though, 3-0. You had a winnable map 2. You had some moments in the control where you're, again, fractions away from winning your first offense. There is worlds where you can look at it and say maybe, but just flat out, they were just getting outplayed from start to finish.
Can't have that, especially going up against this Ultra roster.
A lot of
Basically
teams
bringing
are gonna
every
get
single time in a respawn.
exposed.
Being 25 and 20, Joey
Of just
G,
being
34 and
onliners.
27,
Yeah.
24 non-traded kills with 4K damage. That guy was just roaming in your base. And look, Ema has 20 kills on the offensive side. That is very, very typical because they got offense success.
It
in
looks
round
like a
number 1
balanced
with no
game,
trophy system.
but
so Joey G
because
was all over the map.
Yeah, also just
not
the
on,
segments
because it's not
captured again.
on
We
land,
talked about
right?
it.
At least
Ultra very much so
close to
objective
land.
focused squad. You see that with the hard
You're
stack.
gonna see
No
more
need to see how they're
mistakes,
going to
not
play the
just
Hossie
because
and
of the
hardpoint,
crowd,
but I
but
guarantee
because
you, Jay, we are going to see this Ultra team have to play Hossie and
have
hardpoint
been
at some
only
point this
could
week,
only get
especially
kills.
if they continue to make these series as mixed
You know,
as
they were making
Hopefully
the
they
wrong
win a
plays
rotation,
the
man.
entire
That's all.
time. They just could get kills.
We put ourselves in a position to set up at these new hills. We're going to stand a pretty good chance of winning the match.
Does this series give you any power influence towards how Ultra look in the weekend, now looking at this updated bracket?
Well, they're going to go up against FaZe next series, so that's going to be tough because FaZe love themselves some protocol control. They also love themselves some Skyline, so that's going to be a tough matchup, but the good thing for them is they added a Hossie S&D. Like, that's the biggest thing I'm going to take away from that series, that they were able, even with all the mistakes that they threw in that Hossie Search and Destroy, still able to walk away with a 6-5 victory, so that might come into play versus the top dog in Atlanta.
I think the vast majority of people out there who've been watching the CDL are looking at this bracket and assuming that it's going to be in Atlanta in Optic Winners Finals. It definitely feels that way. But after watching these two teams 3-0, I think there are levels of, yeah, maybe this matchup could kind of go the same way it did during week number 1. Now, granted, again, Atlanta was not the same Atlanta in week number 1 as they are now. But regardless, 3-0s for both of our two teams as we head down over to the stage with Ulysses and our post-game reaction.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Ulysses. First of all, welcome to Madrid. It's been amazing to have you around here. Do you have any time to have fun, taste any Spanish tapas?
It's definitely been a lot of fun. You know, we went out to eat in, like, I forgot the name of the restaurant, but it was great food here, great cuisine. I love the city. It's great fans. You know, it's been awesome.
Obviously, just see them.
That shit.
Look at
No
crowd.
content.
They love you.
Yeah, they're great. You know, we have obviously the Koi fans, all the different teams. We have Gentlemates up there. Those guys are insane as well. Shout out those guys. You guys are awesome, by the way. Yeah, it's just been great. I love it.
They're awesome. And also, you and Klings on the first map, you were dominating with this MC. First of all, you're having fun.
Yeah.
But the second one, how you did it? You rolled that much.
Yeah, you know, it's land, bro. I gotta have as much fun as I can. I literally love it. I love it. Like I said, playing in front of the crowd is just insane.
And after the first match, Selim said that he would rather prefer to play against Vancouver Search. Do you have any message for him?
I mean, there's a reason he wants to play them against instead of us. It'll be fun.
It's gonna be banger.
Yep.
Well, let's go back to Banana's desk after this interview. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Version 2 getting the job done today. That is a beautiful look at my guy, Alan, who just had a fantastic cast. Bring the lights up and start the party.
Ooh.
Original Joey
Dramatic.
D, how did you feel about your call? You said the new Joey D was going to be the MVP. He popped off.
I mean, I think probably between like map 1, him and Kleenex really paved the way, but map 3, he goes off. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that pick.
I like what we saw there. Nameless, you were commenting during the interview, Toronto may have a new face man. This guy knows how to work a crowd. He's already pandering to the gentlemates.
Yeah.
Purple's hanging together.
Yeah, he's got the crowd rooting for him. Yeah, Jonas Stevens, he's a lovable player, man. And, you know, his rise over the last year and a half has just been awesome to see. Some great placings at the end of last year, really got confident. And that was the storyline of him as an amateur player, was like, once he gains that confidence, he's going to be hard to deal with on that main stage. And we saw it throughout that series and the stamp in that game 3.
Allie, I wanted to ask you a little bit about protocol, because on other maps we see 3-2 scoreboards.
Right.
This is another 3-0 in control. What's happening here?
This is a very big momentum swing map. Like, when you're playing protocol, like, if you're feeling the vibes, especially your SMGs and the way that Joe and Kleenex were in this series, it is really, really hard to stop, because protocol, it's so easy to get stuck in this insane spawn trap. You're literally seeing it on your screen now, and it's hard to pick that momentum back up when one team is feeling the flow in protocol. And that's why I hate that I made it into this series, because this is the weakest mode for Toronto Ultra, and I feel like Vancouver Surge kind of hand it to them on a platter by allowing this to be map number 3 instead of trying to test their luck on Hossie or Vault.
And they also, like, Skyline map 1, they let that in. And that's literally Toronto's best map. And
play of the game right here. It's map 1. Kleenex's hot start, nameless.
And we want to talk about the true MVP of the series, Joe. It's this guy coming out 35 and 19, then 11 in the search and destroy. He is unbelievable, bro.
Unreal. And the fact that they even let this map in, like we said, is ridiculous, because Toronto Ultra is actually like one of the worst teams in the league at rotations, and Skyline, you don't really need to worry about that when your subs are dropping 60+ kills combined.
Let's take a look at our updated bracket, and I want to hear from you, Mr. Merck. Who is looking more dangerous? You just cast Atlanta FaZe, and you just watched Toronto Ultra.
I mean, this is a CDL classic right here between these two. I mean, they've matched up every single year deep in tournaments. I think you probably have to favor FaZe right now just due to the minor victory, but that is what we wanted to see from Ultra, right? Take care of business versus Surge team, and they did. They looked clean across the board. It should be a very good matchup. This is, again, Ultra, they are no stranger to this. They prep well versus FaZe. They have given FaZe troubles in the past, so it should be a great, great game.
That matchup's coming for us on Saturday. For now, we continue in the winner's bracket round 1. When we come back, LA Thieves look to take down Carolina. It's the CDL.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
And if you join us yet, leave a like, and yeah, please subscribe. Audio went from here. Yeah. Trent.
And we are back live in Madrid. Make some noise, everybody. The fans are going crazy, and Gentlemates aren't even playing until tomorrow. I love it. We had a little standoff between the French fans and the Spanish fans making noise in the venue. We have some Americans making a few tunes, but I feel like this is day one, and the energy is already here. Alan is back. Shift, let's kick things off. This is match number 3. Will we see another 3-0?
I don't think so, but we very well may, because this LA Thieves team could just show up on land and just destroy everybody. They've been prone to do that before. I think there's definitely a world where they could do that, Chris.
Allie, let's introduce our rosters and talk about this LA Thieves squad, because in between seasons, all Twitter was saying is this is now the team to beat. They will be the God Squad in Black Ops 6.
I mean, I gotta say, this team was kind of built for LAN. Like, I look at Hydra, you think about the absolute menace that he has been every single event. You talk about Scrap, he gets better on LAN as well. And then you got a world champion in Envoy, and then you got Dan Ghost, who you had to fill in for Optic Texas in his first year, and he stood up and performed. So very high expectations for this LA Thieves team. Their hardpoint has needed some serious work recently. That might be where they get caught slipping versus a team like Carolina Royal Ravens. But again, I mean, this is the LA Thieves that we're talking about.
I think the French fans are getting hyped for Hydra taking the stage right now because, yes, the guy is an absolute phenom, and he just hasn't been the typical Paco throughout this year. Like, Search and Destroy is his worst game mode. We're used to him taking over searches, getting 1v3s, 1v4s going nuts. So taking that stage today, I'm expecting the new and improved. I need to see the LAN Paco back out.
I've always been excited to see how the crowd is going to affect Paco. Normally, he's going against the favorites. Tonight, he might be the favorite in the venue with LA Thieves going up against Carolina Royal Ravens. When you were looking at LA, though, they're coming off a tough loss. You dropped that game 5. You gave up 5 straight rounds after being on match point. So what's the weakness of the Thieves squad right now?
I've been saying that they are impacted the most by not having rewind in the map pool, and it's really affected their hard point a ton. But the interesting thing is, you look back over the course of their last 4 search and destroys, they've had 3 really embarrassing losses in the search. So it really feels like they need to find some identity in their hard point map pool, while also getting back to what we saw them do in the early search and destroy, because their control has still been great.
Yeah, I mean, this is wild to think about. Active maps in hardpoint, they're 6-6. I mean, they're like a top 8 hardpoint team. In the beginning of the year, they were 100-point clubbing people. And then you talk about Search and Destroy, they cannot get first bloods, and Hydra's like a 0.7. So, like, statistically, you look at this roster, anomalies sticking out everywhere. What is going on with LA Thieves?
Allie, on the other side, we have Nameless's favorite team in the whole world. They go by the name of the Carolina Royal Ravens. They feature
I thought it was Boston.
Halley.
I was like, what are we talking about?
Well, I feel like you gave up on Boston after the most recent loss, and Slash's team is still winning.
That might be true.
All right, walk me through this lineup, though, Allie. What do you like about what Carolina has put together?
I just like that they kind of were the underdog team coming into this season, and then they ended up being the best team in the world for a couple of weeks. But the issue now is kind of like, are you guys actually slipping, or other teams are just catching up? But I will say, from the side of LAN, like, Slasher gets 13% better on land. That is a really fun, stupid statistic. He gets 13% better.
So better, though.
Is that just in this game or throughout his
That
whole
is from
career?
last year. That is from last year from KD.
Small
He gets
sample
13%.
size.
Very small sample size, but it's a fun fact.
I like that fact. Slasher, though, is one of the few players who has played in Europe. He was part of those teams in 2020. Does he need to bring anything special to this land, knowing that we're overseas, or is this just the same game, different setting?
Business as usual. I mean, if you're Slasher, you've been great throughout this year. This is a team that has, they've had tenacity, 4-1 in game 5s, very typical. They got top 2 in our minor tournament. And, despite everything, like, as of recent, they lost a couple matches, but they got the train back on the rails. You saw versus the Heretics, where their hardpoint looked so much better. So for Carolina, every team has had turmoil. How do you respond? And they got to make a run here.
Go ahead, Alex.
I think the only good part about this is, this Carolina team, I think, surprised us by where they were in the rankings. But you have to keep in mind, this is one of the easiest qualifying schedules that there could have been. You had a weak phase team at the beginning of the year. You struggled versus Cloud9, but then you come after the break, and it looked like they didn't really have the same mojo.
But they got top 2 in the minor.
Yeah, but who did they play? They played Cloud9 to 5 and Optic.
Played Optic.
Yeah.
You beat FaZe, you beat Optic. You played Boston. It wasn't an easy schedule, I wouldn't say, when you include the minor.
That's fair.
Is the scariest AR in the game wearing blue or red?
I'm going red.
Scraps in this lobby.
Scraps
in this lobby. Unless we're on Hacienda, then he's an
Unless we're on
absolute
Hacienda,
bot.
he's the
If we're on
worst in the
Hacienda,
world.
he's a complete and utter
If you
bot.
guys answered blue, I was going to be so bummed because I was trying to set this up. Look what he has done. You heard him in his interview. He's ready to talk smack to anyone. He's ready to take on everybody. And against the rest of the league, 69% is a ridiculous
Great number.
stat.
Oh, it really is. And I think it's just the stats versus the rest of the league. Like, you just take Optic out of the picture, this guy is him.
Well, Scrap is going to have a tough time on that map 1.
Uh-oh.
The last
no.
700
is pretty
damage.
true.
What
Because he's
are we
been like
doing?
single-digit kills on Hacienda Hardpoint. They actually really need that map to be a part of their map pool as well. It's pretty thin.
It's time to lock them in and make them official. Will anyone choose a team different than me? I am going LA Thieves.
I'm wearing Carolina blue. And
Carolina?
I like the Carolina back half of this map set series.
He lives in Carolina.
I'm going
I don't disagree.
I'm
I
going
don't
Ravens.
disagree.
You're going Carolina as well?
No. I don't disagree that the back half of this series leans their way, but I will be going LA Thieves. I believe in Paco way too much.
Nameless?
I'm going LA Thieves in this one. I think they get it done. Paco's going to be unreal on that stage.
3 LAs and a Carolina first shift. Who's right? It's time to find out as we send it to the stage. Yuli, take it away.
Hola, Madrid. Hello to everyone. We're ready to go with the third match of today, and it's going to be a completely banger. But first of all, please secure your bags, everything you have around, because I heard that is carteristas, pickpockets, carteristas, pickpockets.
Make sure we're counting names, talking to each other. Listen. This time, we take everything.
They're ready to win or even to steal it. Let's give a warm welcome to Los Angeles Sticks! They're ready with Envoy, Ghosty, Adra, and Squad!
A team whose confidence rivals literally no one, possibly a fun fan favorite for the fans as they get loud as they take the stage. It is all smiles from the side of LA Thieves. The expectation was set so high, and now we finally get to see what they are truly made of. They want to say they're going to take everything, and it all is going to start right here. Let's bring out their first opponent.
Our peeps are ready. Now it's time to see your prowess.
be ready to fly with Carolina Royal Ravens! Dwayne, Slasher, DJ Halley, and Baby!
Carolina have been one of the biggest surprises this season. Coming in, people didn't think they would be that good. Well, they have been unbelievable. Placing very well, top 2 in our minor. We expect them to make a run here at Major 1. Look at TJ Halley to pop off. He has been a demon on the map. And I know Charles are readily available here in Madrid, so he might fly.
The teams are ready, and now it's time to rumble. So it's all yours, Miles and Tens.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, Yuli. Hey, we have got a very, very exciting matchup for us here, chat. Again, I cannot believe how much love Hydra's receiving there from, of course, Genoese fans who are in the crowd. It makes perfect sense. So very, very stacked against the Ravens here, mate.
It's going to be such a fun time, and this is going to be the most competitive match we have had today so far. It has been a gauntlet of 3-0s, but I'm expecting these guys to absolutely put on a show. And for a day where SMGs have been dominant throughout the course of the year, they've stepped it up even further on land. So I know Hydra might have the support, but TJ and Gwen might just come out shooting. And Gwen, I think for me, is going to be the focal point. We saw his stats. Last year online, he was a god amongst men, our rookie of the year. On land, though, he would falter typically. Now he's got some vets by his side that are going to be flying with him on the map. Will that be enough to take down the big buckets?
The big buckets, indeed. Well, it's a big test for the Ravens. They've not looked as strong as they have done here on Black Ops 6 so far. Will they fall to the might of the Thieves? Will the Thieves find their rebound in time? This is 2 teams who are just gagging to get back into form. And what a matchup we've got to get going into here. Ravens taking on the Thieves. We start things off on Hacienda. Here we go, folks.
And I'm loving the Hacienda right out of the gate. We get to discover if Scrap has a mental block on the map. Obviously, he put up the worst performance we have seen all year, the worst performance we have seen in CDL history. And of course, his follow-up on Hacienda was also mediocre. So we're going to see if the ARs are going to perform, or if the SMGs truly will just exist in their drill the entire time. But it has to be a little bit later on. Hacienda for a banger to kick things off.
Map number 1, here we go. Eyes on our submachine gun players. We'll see if the Phenom, the man of the moment, the man with the fans, can find some success here. First blood goes to the Thieves. First time, though, does go towards the Ravens. And yeah, if you can hear that at home, fans, it's going to be one of those matches.
Yeah, and here we go. Oh my God, Slasher takes him down, but that is a beautiful start coming out of LA Thieves, who is Envoy that actually starts out with the aims. He's able to pick up a couple, and this is beautiful P1 time. So much so, Hydra, he just keeps taking the victory laps, knows they're spawning on the deep right side, but this is a full control to kick things off. If you're a Thieves fan, you're feeling good.
Yeah, big right, 26 now. Ravens with a bit of a bounce back. P2 though, top right-hand side of the mini-map is where we go to next.
He's 3-1.
It
Woo!
is to be the Ravens. Hydra can't make his way to the front. It's Vivid who catches him out. The backline now Ghosty. He and Scrap trying to make entry. It all comes down to Vivid again. Can he find any more kills here? He can. Can he get 2? He cannot. Nice work. The Thieves are in.
And that is the AR player holding it down and securing the back spawns. Hydra now on a freedom flank. He gets all the pressure in the world. They're trying to make a move, and he gets picked up, but he still gets the intel. For the AR players, it's all guns forward.
Through the front they go. Scrap with a big nade. Now anyone from the Ravens able to make entry. Ghosty, watching the water hop. That's perfect timing. Should be able to get that. Easy reads to the front. Ghosty and Scrap all good. Thieves hold it together.
And this is a perfect P2 hold. And again, Hydra just
It's just not working.
He might not win the gunfight, but he clears out mid in its entirety. Makes everyone's life that much easier. Envoy even. I mean, this is just a comfortable game. Outslaying, outperforming right now. This is sheer and utter dominance coming out from LA Thieves. And they might be on top of the rotation. Hydra is pushing pace.
Hydra's pushing pace. His timing's a little too good. He finds another. 4 spree for Ghosty in the hard point, 2 spree from Hydra as they make their way towards the new hard point. A foot race is on though, and the Ravens, they've got an opportunity to get a bit of early time here and even contest.
Well, I mean, early time, but still the backline's going to be there at least long-term from LA Thieves, but that's 2 down in the feed. Envoy just wants to keep his life alive and wait for the reinforcements to come in. How about the minute in the hill that Ghosty soaked up? It gives him this beautiful gift.
Oh, Slasher dodges the first, but doesn't dodge the second. Ghosty goes for the head. And now, Envoy trying to push the front line forward. free and open hard point now as
I'm
the LA
telling
Thieves,
you,
they finally get the break.
this-
And they deal with the reinforcements though over to Vivid.
The lane is
Punches
going
a
to
hole. Scrap for the point.
has
He's got
been
more kills than he's had for a while
exposing
on this map.
teams
I mean, look,
heavily.
this is just setting the tone. Scrap out here performing
Where
as you pointed out, but
I know it's,
Carolina
you know,
just
they got
simply
had
not
two
given
the
anything
P2
on the
and
map.
good hold on,
They were
a little
desperate
bit
just
of
to
a
get
good
these
hold
final
on
20
P1.
seconds of Scrap, but of course on that
But it's
rotation,
like,
it is Dylan Envoy.
this
always ahead of the
major
game
is going to
here,
expose
bright and early.
those who
He
are
wants to
just
get that worm of people.
online.
Yeah, it might be jet lag, it might just be that vicious attitude he has. T's trying to make entry. Hydra
you know, you
wins
go
the
from
fight,
basically
wins
free
the hard point.
free twos.
And there's a pinch developing here, but the
free
Thieves have
ones or
complete
close
control of the map.
games,
Here we go,
essentially,
through the front door.
in terms
Hydra,
of,
can he deal with one?
score.
Nade's going to be there to push him back.
Do like
Raven
3-0s,
still slow on the
cross the
approach.
board
Can they
almost?
find the kills? Hydra gets another, and that is a perfect hole through the front, and the pinch is secured as well.
Yeah, and Slasher, last man standing, just not active on the map because his teammates all fall down.
Whoa.
And now, you're ghosting. You're ghosting, and LA Thieves are steamrolling that number one.
113 out of the 23 of the Ravens. They have fallen flat, yet to take flight here on
I guess
Hacienda.
Scrap, if he doesn't
Scrap
go
is
negative.
soaring. Scrap is absolutely ripping and roaring. Another 3 in the feed. The Thieves are lighting it up.
Yeah, there ain't no mental block here. Scrap and Ghosty, it's the ARs running the show. We get to enjoy their beautiful comms.
Nothing left. Right.
Watch out, watch out,
Watch out, watch out, window.
Yeah, okay. Lane, I gotta keep fucking playing it. Lane is going to expose teams for how not good, how shit they're fucking teamwork is.
Dad, I got one. Close, watch out, Vivid.
What
Close,
it looks
close
like.
fire, close fire.
Half HP, you got almost turned on.
Kind of showing.
Missing wind, probably waterfall.
It showed with Ultra. I think the most
Secret that
most confident one was Ultra and
Open slasher, half HP. Two open. Yeah, push it through.
yeah, you go in there going. It's a closer game than it is, right? But online it's a closer game. On LAN it's not really close.
Yo, this wins us the game right here. Heard you, I'm holding secret and top spiral. Can I get help the lobby?
And they got P2.
Can you look my secret? I can look top, Paco? Okay. I can help you front end, just let me know. Gotcha. Make sure you show me the water too.
I have a bad angle. I don't think I can hold secret, bro.
Okay. I can hold secret. Can you look my top then?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one is all in the back. Top. All in the back. Top. Oh my god, top in the last two. Top in the last two. Both they are. They're slow as fuck, bro. They're nervous.
Wait, absolute close left. Close left still.
He's hard footed. I needed him. Nothing front against him. One front on the head. Dead.
Nice.
Front. Took the timing. Front T's getting ripped. Two front. Oh wait. T just front one bullet, by the way. I don't really. He went in the water.
There could be a secret. Yeah, well, top mid. Top mid Gwyn.
They can go side.
Secret.
I think he's side.
Front,
17 and 6, 18 and 6, 5 and 7.
If not for a nice break here,
16,
potentially the Ravens are still being slaughtered in map one shots.
Yeah, Vivid nearly just doubled up his kills in that one moment, but I'm
Crazy,
watching
why is
Slasher trying to
Hydra, like,
slide in
just-
and be the entry AR.
You can't
This
get
is an
kills,
absolute
but man,
slamming, a
he
stuffing.
isn't, like,
There is no hope right now from Carolina.
dropping
It's
those
LA
kills.
Thieves.
Like he-
This is an effectively perfectly played Hacienda. Every
He's also using a
rotation
sub
on
right now.
point, getting double streaked out, winning every gunfight,
Looks on
and
this
Scrap answering question 20 and 7, 2 minutes in the time. He found that hill.
Oh, he found the hill. He certainly found his form here on Hacienda finally. 2 now in the feed there for the Ravens as they fight forward. Anyone there to get on time? And it's more big wins from Scrap at the feet. A break in the last possible second wasn't there. 225 and climbing. The Thieves are closing it out right here and now.
I mean, frankly, I'm worried I jinxed it, thinking this wasn't going to be a hot 3-0 with the way this
Set the
is
meta
looking.
free AR
This has
fucking
been
map.
the most dominant hardpoint map we have seen all year. Royal Ravens, chalk it up.
They're on the menu, and the Thieves, if not a steal, they are eating them alive. Scrap. Can't pick up the last 2, but you got to contend to the final seconds. You're there for it. Quinn finds a couple in the feed, but he's done, down, out, folks. Map
Wow.
one.
Smoke
The
choke.
LA Thieves.
Damn. Exposing these frauds.
Wow, that's a big scoreline.
They play good online,
That's a
but when
tough
it
one.
comes to LAN, oh fucking hell, Vivid's eyes fucked. See his
The
eyes?
Thieves were slaughtered.
What the
and
fuck?
Scrap. We've seen him have
Vivid's
one
eyes
of the worst
fucking
performances
like
on
he's
that
got
map.
pink eye.
That was unquestionably his best.
Unfortunate for Vivid as well. It looks like he took a shiner outside a game, and now he just had to take one inside a game too. That was a fully beat down, and We shouldn't even show you guys the stats because I'll tell you, it is not pretty. That is all 4 players positive across the board from LA, and the red carpet on the flip side, double negative for multiple players on Carolina, and the damage output not there either. Ghosty could have fallen asleep.
It's gone blind,
it would
mate.
not have made a difference.
He had the
47. Do not
light in the eyes
for
the game.
Scoreline from the first map, and yeah, Scrap finally found it. There he is on Hacienda. Went to the lab, came out. A new man, the Super Soldier Serum injected into that young one. Highlights here, folks. A lot of love here for the Thieves. Chance, it was nearly a perfect game.
Yeah, straight from the opening break, too. It was Envoy pulling out the AR really just to set the tone. And, I mean, again, double streaked out ahead of every single rotation. And this is a rotation-heavy map, too. Carolina were never able to break the mold in any way, shape, or form. Scrap is lining them up like they are absolutely free. That is because they absolutely were. Maybe Simp had the wise words of the day. Welcome to LAN. It is different than what we have seen in the qualifying stages.
Yeah, the game is fast.
It's just exposing those who have no teamwork.
Very, very well again.
They rely on kills and only kills.
We are seeing it all there. We're giving a lot of love to the submachine gun players with good reason. But
they rely on their team system.
That's the shortest one we've seen all year.
One isn't slain, and they're all ain't
we only make it to P3 in the second set. The Thieves meant business, and that is a swift and violent execution there on Hacienda. We'll forget all about that one, folks. We're going to go straight to red card, S&D. Surely this one can't be as quick.
I mean, I said that about map 1, was wrong about that. I don't know if it's necessarily up to Carolina at this point, when so much so, even in the comms, they're just hearing, these guys are so slow, they want to break this P2, what are they even doing? So, an incredibly quiet first map. One of the worst beatdowns we have had in the CDL, but for LA Thieves to see that success on Hacienda Hardpoint, long term, that's going to be a beautiful thing, but their S&D
the only time they got was P1.
So now we're just going to see a
bit of P3.
Well, while we get through map 2, we're also going to take a look at our bingo card, folks. If you're playing on like at home, plenty has happened here. We've had a 10+ kill streak, 100-point club there. We've had a team kill. I'm pretty sure we've had the crowd singing songs. I mean, that's been. Have you ever seen the mates over there? They're having a great time. We're in game 5, round 11. No, not yet. Vehicle, where are you? Are you here yet? No, maybe not. We'll keep an eye on that though, folks. Plenty still to. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. No birds. And Maven has yet to say sexy. But Nameless, he is here with me, and I'm pretty sure he was close to mind blown after that map 1, folks. 47. He was close, but not close enough. He's almost there. What a match, though. Yeah, let's forget all about it and go straight to red card.
And it'd be an interesting one as well for the side of Carolina. They only played it a single time throughout the entire stage, so it's not like this is a map they have been grinding, but they played it in their most recent series, obviously doing prep work for this time. So you need the S&D to perform in a lot of statistical categories. Not ideal on the kill front. They haven't been main slayers, but the biggest success that we have seen from the S&D for Carolina has been their clutches. As a collective, they have just about the most in the league. So a lot of potential in one category, but definitely need to pick it up on the opening duels. Everybody below 50%
whatever happened
is
online
not
is
cut it.
what happens
I would say
online.
LA Thieves has been a team you could capitalize in the first blood front. Hydra right now is one of the most blooded players in the league. So an opportunity for that advantage. But I just know I just saw a 50-point club, so it's looking dangerous.
Si, senor. Well, by blooded, we mean that Hydra is typically the player on his team that gets killed first in these games. We'll see if that continues to be a running statistic here at Major 1. Search and destroy on red card now. We find out who's made of it. There's a 1-map win so far in S&D. It hasn't been great for the Thieves, Chance.
Again, their biggest pain point, they've had the 5-1 leads that they have blown, a couple faults here and there. Their biggest shining light, frankly, has been Scrap in this game mode as well. He has been on top of things in the game mode. On a map like red card, he will love himself some long lines of sight. Right now, the lone defender of A, just going to be Vivid.
Over to Vivid. And he is now surrounded. Many gunfights taken there. Scrap gets the final bullet in before he's dealt with. So now a 3v3 with a bomb being planted at A.
And Scrap was so quick to take some space as well. Might run into the hungry hands of Slasher. Or maybe just too much finesse. Yeah, Scrap getting active. We got a 2v2.
He puts the pistol now to work, so he has a full magazine of aims to work with. And he was going for it. Envoy turns in a 1v1. 25 seconds. Gwyn's on the wrap.
And Envoy's trying to take some space, get away from the fight. Gwyn wants to get it close.
And he's going for it, and there it is. Plenty of time to get the defuse. Gwyn clutches up. The stats chance were absolutely there. Gwyn gets the Ravens on the board.
And yeah, the clutch absolutely been a theme for this squad. So Gwyn popping off there, and you got the exactly what we're used to seeing out of Thieves as well, right? Scrap getting active, making plays, but they do not get the first blood. So it just became a trade fest down low. That is efficient work. That is the bounce back that you needed to see for Carolina. They are happy for the much, much slower pace.
Chance to breathe, chance to rethink. Just over a minute that round took. A speedy one now as our boys make their way with bomb in hand. It looks like we could go towards the A-bomb site, B-bomb site. A lot of broad spread here from the Thieves.
And yeah, we have seen this sort of standard, well, setup from Carolina. It is Slasher. He loves to play for picks. And he gets the first blood, but then TJ overcommits. But hey, that's why Gwyn is there for the trade. The SMG duo working cleanly together. They got a 3v2.
Speaking about working together, it's Hydra and Envoy. It's the SMGs right now for the Thieves. The battle against Gwyn. The dance is on and the coverage is there, but Hydra, oh, he punches it wide open on the pitch, finds one, and the trade is there as well. And now Vivid in a 1v2.
I feel like Gwyn just got abandoned. The pace right there from LA Thieves, just attacking them. But yeah, flip the map on its head. Vivid can operate on either bomb site. It looks like he's leaning towards A, and the AR in hands, it's easy to understand why.
Oh.
And eyes on Hydra. Not going to get that pick, though. Hydra not going to give it to him. They'll play for the A site retake, a 2v1.
Envoy even thinking there is arrow on the minimap, aware that the B-bomb site plan could have been a thing, but now the battle is on. Nothing to throw at this. Envoy on the pitch. Oh, the tags from Vivid. But the nade is there and the pitch timing is perfect. Hydra makes his way forward. And that will be the defuse. 1-1.
Yeah, okay. Kill feed's going to be, yeah, look at the numbers for the side of Carolina. The kill feed is going to get glitchy, so make sure you pay extra attention. We'll be keeping an eye on that, but what Envoy had an eye on was the round win. Perfectly executed in the 2v1. Captured Vivid as soon as the bomb plant goes down. They're just all over them, tracking the entire way through, and the comms obviously on point as well. So no clutch there. The fight continues. It's LA Thieves that are able to sort of bounce back after getting picked.
Amazing that Envoy even had a Semtex to finish that round out with as well. Fully equipped to deal with any situation there. Thieves on the attack, and we're going to B.
Oh, they're moving.
They're moving with pace. Slasher and Teach though. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. Well, we're talking about nades in a moment. Can Envoy make this a little bit easier for his boys? The answer is absolutely not. Ghosty last man left alive. Ghosty though turns this situation to a much more manageable spot. 1v2.
And I'll tell you, if Ghosty wins this round, we're going to be trying to figure out how Vivid managed to kill himself on the opposite side of the map with the nade. So awkwardness on one section, and Ghosty with plenty of time to work with, but doesn't get the pick. You always want the high ground. Slasher, he lives for it. Carolina up 2-1.
Yeah, he puts him down. We can forget all about that one. Possibly a concussion nade sort of exploding situation. We've seen plenty of it here in Black Ops 6. Perfect centering, great shots there from Slasher in that final round, and I do think we may have had, we have had a game crash. I know. The good news though, we can pause it and get them back in.
And maybe even better news, it was Vivid whose game crashed, so maybe that explains what happened with the nade. So if a weird situation like that happens and they still get the round dub, he'll be happy for it for Carolina. But unfortunate break. But I will say what we've seen from them so far, it is their classic style. Spread the map, play for picks, try to make sure your teamwork is on point. Good moments from the side of TJ and Gwyn, but you see the ideas from LA Thieves is they're willing to run it down. These guys are trying to push the pace, carry that momentum from the Hacienda. And I just got to figure out what happened to his eye.
Hey, we can ask him after this one. Yeah, skill is being tested here from all of our players. LAN is a very, very different beast so far. It's fast. Players like the Thieves, teams like that, they've got good teamwork, they've got incredible individual skills, so you're trying to put the other team in a position where they have to simply outskill you at every possible moment. It's really tough, but Black Ops 6 has shown us anything. The skill gap is there individually, and some of our players are singing indeed. That man on your screen there, Gwyn, an absolute demon in the 1v1s.
In the true focal point, I would say, for this squad going into the LAN environment, if you're looking at the course for like the year, Vivid is the guy. He's playing a new role. He used to be the fastest paced SMG we had in the league for many, many years. He's struggled so far to sort of fill himself in the AR slot, but he's a player always willing to get in the mix. The Gwyn being the next theme, online to LAN. Online, he's been godlike. Rookie of the year we saw from the last season, but there was a distinct drop-off. He can figure things out. Now he's got Slasher and TJ running by his side. This team will become a lethal threat. I just know that 50-point club is a painful thing that stands out in my mind. So a lot of Call of Duty left to be played and a lot more we need to see.
A lot more we need to see. For now, though, we're going to throw to a very quick break while we get this lobby reset. It's 2-1 to the Ravens when we return. We managed to fix the issue, and we're going right back into this one. It is 2-1. The Ravens have the lead, but for how long?
Possibly just right now.
Maybe right now. For now, they've got it.
I was trying to figure out if we captured the bee that stung Vivid yet. We got to get revenge.
Not yet. Well, we're going over towards the A-bomb site here with the bomb. This is Tej watching
the ultimate play for picks. I mean, this is if you flank into that, you smash your controller.
Yeah, there's no way you get that one. Over to Gwyn, who's enjoying the fresh air outdoors by the A-bomb site. Slasher is our bomb carrier now. Not terribly characteristic of the Ravens, but hey, making it work.
Yeah, and again, really taking their time. You see TJ on the minimap getting a little bit active, so they were trying to play into the aggression from LA Thieves, and maybe Hydra has just found his place. He's made some moves. He's gotten into ticket. Vivid doesn't have eyes just yet, and there's first dump fight coming through, and there's Hydra for the first blood. That is a key for LA Thieves.
I have one bullet difference there in the fight. Man advantage, Envoy. Back and forth he goes. Gwyn isn't able to make his way forward, but now Hydra on the flank. Hydra, will he time this right? Will he be able to catch a corner? Vivid, here we go. LA finds another.
Perfect inputs there for the movement, and for Slasher, a 1 versus 4. He does have bomb, but he has a snowball's chance in hell, and gunned down by Ghosty. That is all you want to see if you're a Thieves fan, is Hydra finding those first bloods. A very patient round at the start. He worked his way into ticket. He was able to go for the battle against TJ. And he took him down with only 22 HP left. But if Hydra is picking up bloods, this team is going to be a force in the game mode.
He picks up 2 perfect kills. The Teach kill was important. The Vivid kill was a nice sort of dance around the pillar, perfect use of skill. A great spot to be in right now. Well, 2-2 is our score. Thieves now on attack.
And this might be just another full-on B hit, maybe working through the middle of the map. But they were aggressive their last go around, and this is their strat. This is what they're going for. Overwhelming force, or maybe a cheeky little belly crawl, trying to mess with the timing, just a touch.
This is good. This is so sneaky. You're not going to see this until it's too late. They've seen Envoy, but they cannot account for the second man. Oh, the pickup on the outside. Slasher throws a shoulder. Envoy now in the back. First blood, and now onto the bomb site.
And that is playing with the timings perfectly as well. Not giving the intel, easy flanks to watch. Scrap says, you can shoot me in the back. If you're taking this route, it is just going to be way too slow. Bomb planted, a B site hold.
So hard now to find trades for the Ravens. It has to be 1v1 fights. Gwyn not in the right spot with the right weapon. Will Vivid be able to pinch from the outside? A perfect nade there from Scrap, and a perfect win from Envoy. Thieves take the lead.
And again, it is calculated efforts. For LA Thieves, you continue to be happier and happier with every progressing round. Nice little. It is calculated efforts. For LA Thieves, you continue to be happier and happier with every progressing round. Nice little strat. Change up the pace. Belly crawl to not give the intel. So instead of a stack from Carolina on defense, it's Slasher by his lonesome, and it was Slasher overwhelmed. So they're bringing out all the little stuff. Coaching staff maybe putting in that overtime coming into the major.
With good reason. Attacking right now for Carolina. What will the Ravens now have to bring to the table? The B-bomb site hits have not been ideal. We haven't seen too many plants outside of the A side, so time to mix things up. Hopefully avoid any self-nade situations, but we're going straight in the ticket with Gwyn. Oh, and we were hoping for a first blood, but Scrap wins it.
Yeah, that's revenge. They squared up for the exact same gunfight, and Scrap just got the best of them. Gwyn technically able to trade him out, but there's the round getting broken down. Gwyn needs an ace in a 1v3 clutch. And he is in a trap. And he is able to sort of slip the net and get through, but Ghostie's making the reads, and keep in mind, doesn't have bomb. He needs this kill.
He really needs it, and now he's not going to get it. And now the pick up from behind. Timing is so good. The snapper, though, Gwyn was ready for the fight, but the Thieves played their man advantage. They play the numbers. And another strong round.
Yeah, Ghosty out here handling him as well. You know it's an SMG up close. You just want to run away. And living up to his name, he disappears and finds himself in the perfect spot. 3-0 post reset now. And more importantly for LA Thieves, they have gotten every single first blood.
Yep. Wicked work here. Out of the Thieves. Hydra not being blooded this game so far. And that was a big difference maker when it comes to the statistics. The retakes are not necessarily there. So 4-2. Thieves pushing pace. The Ravens, what have we got here, lads? On defense. 3-1 split. A lot of love towards A, and it's going to be a headbutt. Trophies are in position. Lethals and tacticals have been thrown. It's time to go to B.
Yeah, they got blind countered, but they just reset so quickly. And now they're just going to capture the B site. Slasher gives it up. And now you're going to have to retake and just